technical issue out of the way, why don't we just have everyone go through real quick and give us a little bit of a description of their character, like a few sentences about what they look like, and then maybe a few more than that on who they are.
Uh, well, I guess I'll start then. As well, I'm practically a cyclops with two mouths, one mouth on my upper head, forehead, and one where one should be. And I got 4 arms. Now, two of those arms are like jellies. They're under my armpits, I think it is. Let's see. I am looking for a cure for my terribly ill father who got ill in an ambush. And well, that's the gist of it. Anything else?
Oh, that's enough. Who's next?
Guess I'll go. I guess I'll go next. Vulcan is a rather sullen-looking man with completely bald, save for a single tough single line of hair that runs from the center of his forehead all the way down to his back, down his back. He used to live a fairly simple life as a farmer in one of the many enclaves until a brush of high shine caused him to develop the ability to move things with his mind, to which the members of his village accused him of having ties to the psychics and banished him. Now he's just kind of wandering from place to place, trying to survive.
Like it.
Yep.
Okay. And do any of you guys know each other before this job?
I didn't describe my character.
Oh, sorry, I'm so used to you doing it first. Please jump in there, Steven. I apologize.
No worries. I know I do often end up going first. All right, so Serena is a very small, a very small person who keeps most of her form covered in some heavy layers of clothing the majority of the time, particularly her face. Um, when you can see bits of skin, they look to be rather slimy and oddly like rigid. So it's definitely unusual there. And she is a she's a traveling religious person and and espouses the faith that those who are mutated have been blessed and are thus superior to those who are not, and espouses a belief that people who are not mutated should either find a way to get themselves mutated or should submit to the authority of those who are mutated. So she has not been particularly popular in quite a few towns where she has tried to preach, and
I wonder why.
has, and has gotten run out of quite a few in the past. And at this point, she is doing this job primarily because of the fact that there was promised payment in food, and she's running low. And yeah,
Okay.
Noise.
I like it. Does anyone here, are there any pre-existing knowledge of each other before we start?
No, so far not. I was according to my origin story, I was contacted by Shalok Bitar because he wanted um, to pay me for escorting a group to a plane graveyard, and wanted to help me with seeking medicine.
Okay.
I don't think any of us necessarily know each other, based on what we've discussed. It's it's possible you guys that if you guys are local, you know of the person who's been doing the the recent proselytizing in the streets.
Yeah,
the night
there
bird.
are only like 4,000 to 5,000 people here at any given time, and that's like everyone in the entire town. So you might actually know. You guys might. There's a chance you like at least know of each other.
Probably.
And you are distinctive enough that she probably would remember you if she'd seen you. And probably view you as another particularly blessed specimen.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I probably remember you chanting a lot and praying.
Well, Vulcan probably wouldn't know anybody. He just recently arrived in town and only just heard of the job from listening in one of the local bars.
Hey, Steven and Will, if you wouldn't mind, it's not immediately important, but if you wouldn't mind getting just an image to throw on your characters, it would actually be useful, for me today.
Oh, okay. I
I
didn't really
totally
have
get
a picture for this. I will look for something.
And Will, you just ended up with Culture Traveler, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, then basically what would have happened is you would have all been reached out to. I think I talked with you guys a teeny bit. I didn't even talk with you guys, but I just sent it in chat. You would have all been reached out to individually by a man named Shelik Batar, who claims to be representing one of the noble houses in Irontown, and basically letting you know that you're going to end up being part of that if you accept this job, you're going to end up being a part of a very small group of 3 to 5 people that is going to be going to this graveyard of spaceships and various in atmosphere vehicles, be it planes, jets, long range rockets, that kind of stuff.
Sounds
Because
pretty
yes,
cool.
even in the 2600s, we still have vehicles that are just used on Earth.
And what are we going to do there? Did you tell us?
You're being sent as hopefully an envoy. That's like the best case scenario he would have explained. There is a woman coming in and out of town who goes by the name Monica. She doesn't come here often, but when she does, she comes with lots of aluminum scrap. Which is very valuable because it lasts for a long time. People are willing to trade a lot for it, and Shelik's employer is looking to help Montana sell large amounts of this, because they've scouted the outside of this graveyard, which is very large. We're talking like hundreds of different vehicles, and aren't many places to get in, but they were able to tell from a vantage point that they had on their way to the graveyard that there are a lot of ships inside, and she's been bringing the scrap back and forth for a while. And Shellick's benefactor believes that there is a lot of aluminum scrap in there that could potentially be moved if they got like dozens of people in there. A lot of it could be moved very quickly.
See.
So you're being sent there to do whatever you need to do to get Montana to accept this, and if you can't, then you're meant to scout the inside of this graveyard out. Either way, you're meant to scout the inside of this graveyard out, but if Montana doesn't agree, then you're meant to get rid of her and anyone else who's potentially in there. And then
So
scout the area out so that there's a proper understanding of what's inside this graveyard.
So is it Montana or Monica? Because you've said both.
I've only said Montana, I promise.
Yeah, it's Montana.
I'm pretty sure the first time you didn't, but okay.
Oh well, doesn't really matter. So we have to convince Montana to transport the valuable metal towards the enclave, or else get rid of her, and in any case, scout out the building and the playing graveyard.
We're not convincing Montana to do it herself, or you're not. They want you to convince Montana to let a bunch of people come in here to do it.
Oh, okay.
And that she'll get, and I believe that it's she's getting paid in the process too. She's
Yeah.
being part of it. Okay. Yeah. So this is not they're not trying to say, we're gonna just take your stuff. It's we want to work out a deal by which we pay you and we like mainstream this operation and get people coordinated, do it in large scale. And if she's not willing to go along with that, then we're supposed to get rid of her.
They are willing to give her up to 20% of the final price for all of the aluminum that does get sold. That's the highest they're willing to go. That's as much as they can go. But if you can get her down to below 10%, no higher than 10%, then they are willing to give you you guys 5% of the profits. Otherwise, there will just be a large sum of basically credit within Irontown that all of you will be given. Irontown is sounds like multiple of you are travelers. Irontown is the only place in the region that you've been to that actually has its own currency system. Basically has food chips that you can use pretty much anywhere in Irontown, and they're supposed to represent food that you can get from all of the various families. It gets a little messy because some families have family-specific food chips. You can only use them at places that accept this household's food chips. But
Okay.
Okay.
You can carry a lot of food chips as opposed to pretty much literally anywhere else you've been. If you've been to any other conclave or enclave, sorry, not the conclave. Any other enclave you go to, it's a barter system where food is the accepted like minimum or like standard. So you can carry a lot more. You can effectively have a lot more wealth on your person with these chips than you can anywhere else. But they are useless in any other enclave.
Right. How far is the playing graveyard?
It's actually going to take you guys a few days. You guys are in Irontown on the map. that I put on, and you're going to the river southeast of here, I believe. So I looked at the hexes in the past, and each hex is supposed to be 20 kilometers, which is a weird value when the max value that you have for movement is 6. So I'm gonna slightly adjust it for convenience. I mean, I don't have to. I could just for now let's leave it at 20 just to see how it works, and if it doesn't work that well, then I will probably reduce it to 18 for convenience sake, because then each hex would represent 3 hours as opposed to 3 hours 20 minutes.
Okay.
Did I do that math right? 6.
Yeah.
No, you'd have 2 kilometers. 6 kilometers an hour. Yeah, I did. Assuming let me pull. Haven't had to move on the overland system before, but I have it all right here. I believe these are mountains, or no, these are hills. Hills do have a modifier, minus 25% speed. Would it just be faster to go around a hill then? Probably not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, there's 8 squares you have to go through. 3 of them are hills, and 1 of them's a light forest. So that's half your terrain is minus 25% speed. The rest is normal because it would be desert. Takes you 3 hours and 20 minutes to get through desert. So 12, 13 hours and 20 minutes. And then you can only move 4.5 kilometers. And the other 4, it would be 25% more than that. So you're looking at like about 27 hours of travel. You need 6 hours a day, so if you go really hard and fast, you could get there in like basically 2 days if you were still scavenging for food. If you did 13 and a half hours of travel a day, and then you did 6 hours of scavenging for food, bring you up to okay, so it'd be a little bit more than 2 days of travel. Basically, at the beginning of the 3rd day, you'd be able to get there. Unless you didn't eat rations, or unless you ate rations you already have instead of foraging, in which case, you could get there in like less than 2 days. Because you need the average person needs 6 hours of sleep a day to function. So you have 18 a day, and you need to travel for 27.
Well, Serena's preference is to take the time to scavenge for food.
I don't.
She does not have enough. She does not have very many rations, and she eats a lot.
That's fair. If you guys do that, you're basically just extending your entire round travel by less than a day, right? Because
Yeah.
if you pushed hard the first 2 days, you could do 12 hours and then 12 hours. Assuming you guys are leaving in the morning. That would be 24 of the 27 done in the first 2 days. So the second day you get up, do 3 hours, then you're there.
Yeah.
Everyone okay with that?
Well,
What?
Cool with that? Sam just asked.
Yeah.
Sounds like that's Steven's preference too, so I think you're in the green. Sam.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we need anything else on the way? Do we need to map out the plane graveyard or just give a report?
No,
We
you're
have to get there.
you're just supposed to do your stuff with Montana. Try and convince her. It's a lot easier when you convince the people there than other means. And then look around the area for any points of interest. They don't have an
Okay.
understanding of what's in the inside.
Okay.
Then we can set out probably.
Yeah.
Do you
Sounds
guys
good.
need anything for on the way? Or do you already have everything you need?
Was a question, guys.
I mean, we
We
start
know.
with what we have. I don't think there's much we can.
Well, we might be able to barter something in the town for this specific mission if you need anything. But I already have everything I need for on the way.
I mean, Sem's 100% in the right. You could do that.
I don't think Vulcan needs anything. I think he's good.
I don't think we need anything either. Serena's got plenty of stuff. It does
Alright.
helpful things. Including its head.
Let's avoid using the we term when you using I.
Okay.
Okay.
yeah.
Then I'll just like throw a little. I'm gonna use a card token on this. Luck. There we go. It's shaped weird, but it works.
It's a funky car.
What's it? It's really
It's supposed to
small.
be stretched out to two faces. Like,
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a
You're
little
right.
car. It's a pygmy car.
I mean, I fixed it, so it shouldn't be anymore.
Well, it was a pygmy car.
So, like, most efficient travel would be like go here, 3 hours and some change. Go here, another 3 hours. Change. Then take you. It would take you almost 4 hours to get here. And then you can make a little bit of progress towards the next square before you have to stop for the day if you're going to forage.
We are going to do
Yep.
that.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I actually gave you the wrong information. You guys, I believe, could make it there in 2 days because you only need 4 hours to forage. It's not 6 hours. I thought it was the same as sleep, but it's only 4. You technically have 14 hours a day, so you could make it there towards the end of the second day.
Okay.
Do we want to arrive at evening and do everything maybe at night? Could be dangerous at night. Uh,
Guys, I feel like he keeps asking questions and you don't say anything until I do.
I was thinking. Sorry.
no worries.
Vulcan would think probably best we arrive in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm fine either way.
So we
No, that doesn't. You don't get to do that when there's. Everyone has to make a decision. You don't get either way. I tell you guys this all the time, and you still do it. You have to make a decision. You guys are adults that are working together. You don't get to say, I don't care.
Okay, we are camping at dusk, some distance away from the plane graveyard, so as not be as
I
friends
don't
to
think
them.
we're at the plane. We're not to the plane graveyard.
We're not there yet. We're just
Oh, no.
talking about it. You
But
guys
it's-
we're on day 1. You won't get there until day 2.
No, okay. So we plan the journey to make sure we get there in the morning.
Yeah, sounds right.
Okay.
You guys get your travel done for the day because it turns out you have 14 hours instead of 12. So could actually make one more square, I think. Is 150, 25% of that. Okay. You could do one more square today. So you'd actually be doing this in a desert. That's fine though. You can still find food here. I don't think this area is particularly scarce. So, if oh, actually it says so some I should let you guys know. I didn't know this until just now. If you spend 8 hours instead of 4, you get a +1 bonus on your skill check.
Foraging. Okay.
Would you-
Also, isn't that the plains, not the desert? I thought the desert was the.
Yeah, it's plains, but it doesn't
Yeah.
That's
really
the
matter.
desert, yeah.
They're literally like the same for travel.
Okay.
So then we roll for foraging, right?
What I'm trying to figure out is, you guys want to do like set up your timing so that you have 8 hours to get the +1, or do you just want to do the 4 hours and have the regular? You're looking at a difficulty 8.
I think that Serena is in favor of taking the longer period of time.
I'm pretty good at foraging, so I think 4 hours is enough.
Yeah, I think I think Volka would be I'd probably be in favor of the 4 hours.
Okay.
Be,
In that case, everyone who
be
wants
comfortable.
to can make a wisdom survival check. Your 4 hours of
okay.
foraging, which could represent a combination of finding, I would assume, in like a plains environment, like different root-based edibles and small game possible.
2d6 it was for skill checks, right?
Yeah, you can literally just click the button on your character sheet.
Oh, yeah.
There's one that'll say survival, and then it's going to ask you for the stat and if there's going to be any modifiers.
Oh, I see now, yeah.
Oh,
Wait, let's try wisdom. Okay, let's try that again.
bad sense of smell and taste really hurts.
The assisted means
Means you all get that's just if you have any special bonus or
Or
penalty,
penalties.
which you don't. I'll tell you if you do.
okay. Oh boy.
Okay, Steven, nice.
Coming in clutch.
Thank you much. Jeez.
Yeah, because so the fun thing there is actually is good enough at survival to remove the penalties from being bad at survival, from having the -2 on forage checks. So basically just rolls a 0.
If everyone here isn't picky about their food, they can do another check to find more food. It just won't be clean.
So how much food have we foraged in total?
At this point, Steven has found one ration.
One.
Right. Yeah. This is the
Oh,
awkward bit
okay.
for her is she also needs to eat more than one.
That's pretty bad actually.
And you don't have to forage for water. It's assumed that if you spend time foraging, you can find water. Or if you just dedicate a little bit of your time every day, you can find water. Unless I say otherwise.
So we already have found water.
You can get enough water for today. The rations, the water rations you carry around are like emergency rations. You've replenished those.
I think if he can't find food initially, Vulcan would go ahead and just take one of his current rations because he has like 7 of them.
Well, like
I'll
I
also
said,
take one of mine.
if you guys are okay with it, you can get dirty rations if you roll another check. And that's the
No.
same with Steven. If Steven wants more than one ration, he can choose to get dirty rations and he can roll again.
For now, I don't want dirty rations, since I have enough food stockpiled.
Okay.
Sam.
I have a question, Jacob. Since I don't sleep, can I do another normal forage at night?
No, you can only forage once per day.
Oop.
So you could technically, what you should have done is you should have done a, because what we're talking about is doing foraging and then sleeping, so you should have just done the 8-hour with the +1.
Oh.
But, I mean, that doesn't change it. It just makes it a 13. And it's a succeed or not succeed.
Right.
You literally can't get higher than a 12. You would have got higher than a 12 because you got a natural 12 and you have a bonus.
Okay.
Oh, did you put your -2 penalty in? You did.
I did.
Okay, so it did the
Yeah.
math right. I thought it was
Yeah,
just capping you at 12.
Yeah, no, I got a +1 wisdom, and I'm well trained at survival.
Oh, sorry. You get a D3, so roll me a D3, Steven. Or
Food.
Oh, okay. Huzzah! That means I might not need more food.
you get a D3 of food, and then if you aren't picky, you can roll again to get another D3 on top of that, but they're all
Still not
dirty.
enough.
Alas.
I mean, you can get enough food if you're willing to eat dirty rations.
How does that work exactly?
Contaminated food and water gives you a contamination point for each one you consume, and you get penalties in increments of 10, but you can heal one every night if you succeed a physical effect save.
I'm not very good at physical effects saves. I must speak.
As a note, though, it's the only thing, like, this is its own bracket, so nothing else is going to give you, like, toxin points. So this is literally just for keeping track of contaminated food and water you...
Yeah.
So you could accept 2 today, hoping that tomorrow you get a better forage check and don't have to eat any. Or you could use one of your clean rations food today and eat a dirty
Yeah.
one and then try and save. Just make a note that
Yeah.
you have... Oh, yeah, because you're gonna... I mean, that's what you have to do now unless you just accept
One
the
of my
fact that you're gonna
rations.
have dirty food.
Or I eat one of my rations. Yeah, I could eat a clean ration and this ration. Yeah, and what I just found. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, just not have to worry about the physical effects. Eat some clean food.
Yep.
Yep, that's fair.
I'll subtract one food.
Yeah, you only have to do 1. Both of our other characters have to do 2 because they got the same flaw.
Wait, oh.
They both have to eat
Didn't
twice
do
as
that.
much food. And then
Oh,
do
Will
the same
got-
with...
What? And they both suck at forage checks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Make sure you also take 1 water ration, everyone. Sem, did you break your rations? I can't remember. Did you break your rations up into food and water?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool.
But I don't have to subtract from water, right? Since I found while foraging.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. You guys, that's all done if you do foraging
Yeah.
/ dedicate time to it.
Okay.
Then we're
Foraging minigame. Success.
well, success, somewhat.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then we go to sleep, or I go to sleep.
I go to sleep too.
Serena does not ever sleep.
How does Serena keep herself entertained at night when she's waiting for everyone else to waste their time sleeping?
Normally she would have been foraging, but today she didn't because today I didn't do it.
I mean, I don't have a
Um,
problem with you saying you're foraging for 8 hours, but that still leaves you with like 4 hours of time when they would be
Oh,
asleep.
right.
You could keep watch. Would be pretty nice at night.
Or I
So
guess
that's any
no,
more?
because they would have foraged for 4 hours. It would leave you with 2 hours at the end of the night when they're.
Yeah. She probably practices or mentally composes the next set of proselytizing attempts.
The next sermon.
Yes.
Okay.
And actually, she might also she'd try to reach out and commune with anything that would give her visions within this area. I don't know if there would be anything that would do that. The link thing.
I don't think you guys are camping. I don't know. Give me a percentile die.
Sure.
Huzzah.
That's 1d100, right?
Yes.
That's a 6.
Okay, yeah, you guys aren't camping by any structures that would have anything like that. You probably aren't camping by anything more than maybe like I imagine you guys found some kind of cover from like ancient with like from ancient debris. But it's probably like a building that has like one wall and then part of another one that's collapsed and you're just in one of the corners out of the wind.
Okay.
But there's nothing in here that's live.
Yeah.
That's not terribly uncommon though if you're close to an enclave because you know it's pretty normal for people to slowly branch out and look for stuff closer to home than it is farther away, right?
Yeah.
You're basically within a day's journey of Irontown, though it's probably good. It's still good that you asked because you do have the ability to do something that a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And that's part of her normal routine is that she the first thing she'd do after finishing looking for her food would be to try to commune with the divine, and there was no result today, but that's okay. There's often no result, and then she'll go back to planning out her next sermon, like Will suggested.
Okay, guys, get up the next morning. This is technically when hunger would hit you, so this is when you would actually eat, as opposed to last night when you foraged it. So I don't know if you guys want to. Do you guys want to change the way we do that? Like, I'm okay with establishing a default if you want to forage after you get the hunger point, as opposed to the day before. I just went. My logic with doing it at the end of the day is you know you've done everything you're gonna do for the day, so now you're just gonna sleep and eat. But I also see the logic of let's get the food out of the way so we know how much of the day we have before we need to crash.
I like doing it the other way, the
Yeah.
first way,
Okay.
with it at night. Serena would
Yeah.
probably have eaten before people woke up if she can. She does
I'm
not
okay with
particularly like.
how we are doing it.
I am too.
Yeah, like I said, there's like 2 hours in the morning before they get up. Because I'm gonna assume, since you guys only need 6 hours, that you're like getting up early in the morning at like 4 in the morning and starting your journey. That way you're not hunting through the entirety of the night, because hunting at night is very dangerous.
Yeah.
Not so dangerous around here. Because Irontown does have a big population, but it's still dangerous.
Yep.
Okay.
So that might
Yeah,
actually be a good argument for doing doing the sleep and then doing the hunting. But still, the timing is kind of weird. Let's get you guys moving.
Let's
Okay.
go.
And Serena would have eaten before the others woke up.
You guys got
the cloth around her face so that she could eat, and then putting it all back.
got 4 more squares. I think I did my no, if because you guys are okay. But I think I did my math. 3, 6, 10, 13. Yeah. And 12. Yeah. You do a little bit of travel. Okay, yeah. You're gonna make it through a couple hill tiles today, and then actually into a forest. You're technically in a plains tile. I'm just not gonna move you there yet because you don't have enough movement to get in it.
Okay.
Nice.
But you guys are outside. You can see. It actually, you can see the boneyard in the distance. As you're breaking away from this tree line, it goes down into a valley that you can see this river goes through. And not that far away from the river, you see this boneyard with hundreds of different vehicles, a lot of them being like planes and jets and rockets, with still a respectable amount of spacecraft. If you would all like, we are still a distance away, but if you guys would like, you can totally give me perception checks.
Okay.
Definitely.
Alrighty.
Let's see.
That's a 10.
That's very nice.
Where is
Bar.
Being
Not so
trained in
nice.
perception.
Oh, to
No
put you in a
penalty.
frame of
there it
perspective,
is.
Sem, the average difficulty is 8, and the lowest I should ever call for is a 6. Oh,
Can I use my binoculars to scout out the distance? Do they have
yeah,
bonus
yeah.
for that?
I actually haven't. I assume the binoculars. I don't know if they just let you see more detail or they give you a bonus. I'm interested in that one. I'll go look. Did you look or?
I haven't looked yet. I just thought I remembered I had those.
Okay, no, that's fine. I will
They
check
allow
real
for an
quick.
image clear enough to read printed text at 1,000 meters distance and recognition of outlines at 2,000 meters. Advanced models have built-in rangefinders and can be used in any light brighter than moonless nighttime. And more primitive varieties are fashioned of salvage lenses and handcrafted prisms and allow for a clear view of objects at half.
Hmm.
So no actual bonus, just allow you to do more.
No mechanical bonus, anyway.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. The binoculars are fine. Give me a roll.
A wisdom, right?
Yes.
Six.
Okay. Steven, you can actually see decent amount of smoke coming from the far end of this complex. And you can see much closer to you, actually not that far away, maybe a few hundred feet away from the portion of the graveyard closest to you, are like sparks coming off of this wreckage. You can't see where, like, what's causing the sparks, but you can see sparks being thrown up. Like, because keep in mind, you guys just traveled for 13 hours. So it's like 5 in the afternoon when you're doing this. It's not hella dark, but the sun has begun to go down, so visibility isn't great, and you guys are super far away. Had had a certain somebody else, had Flog gotten a good roll, I would have given him more details, but
Oh,
fortunately you do not have binoculars.
Yep.
but I can lend them to Stephen if he says that something is there.
Oh, that's fair.
Well, she would note it. She comment that. She
Uh,
comment that the looks like there's smoke and something is sending off sparks.
Well, then I hand the binoculars over to her. Since I can see with the binoculars, she might get a better sight of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she will.
Give me a perception check with +1.
Okay. Yeah, she will move some of the fabric that's around her face down so her eyes are visible. They do look fairly normal. And then she looks through the binoculars, bring them up to her face.
Oh,
Nice. Yeah, you can make out some more details. It looks like it's a little bit more specific than a ship. It's an area, you can't tell there's much, but you can see there's actually a proper dip in this portion of the boneyard, and a somewhat open area that has a bunch of metal beams. It looks like portions, frames of these vehicles that run across in these weird little intersections that all connect to each other. And the sparks are coming from down below in this open area. And you can tell there's actually multiple places that sparks are coming from. And the one you saw before is, like I said, coming from one of these spaceships. It's flying up in the air, but you can't see what's causing it.
Spaceship is flying, or sparks are flying from the spaceship?
The sparks
Okay.
graveyard. The spaceship is not flying.
Okay, I was just making sure. All right. She takes the binoculars down, hands them back to you.
thanks.
Flog.
Flog. Hands
Flog.
them back to Flog. It would be the ends, the parts of it that were pressed against her face are now somewhat slimy.
Thanks for giving it back.
Oh, this is the last time you got to use those.
You won't be getting it anymore.
She said, "Thank you." Looks like it's coming from a specific ship in there. That's certainly something we should investigate once we've finished our business with Montana, and they did want us to check the lay of the land.
Maybe it is caused by Montana and their friends around here.
Oh, something we
Maybe
can
yes.
investigate.
But the real question is, should we do that now or tomorrow, maybe? Since it's getting late already.
I believe our plan was to investigate tomorrow.
Should probably wait till then, since we will have more time than just an hour or two. It will be too dark to properly investigate anything soon.
That's probably
So,
like 7 o'clock is when the sun goes down, and 5 o'clock. So you're about right. Close as you could get.
And your opinion? She turns, looking over at Bill's character, whose name I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
It's Vulcan.
Or it's Vulcan.
I think we'd wait till morning. Better view, better visual.
I agree. Maybe the
Alright,
spark will be
guess
gone
we'll
by
be
tomorrow.
waiting.
Okay.
If you guys want to forage, you can do it now. I will note that now that you're this far away, if you're going to do the 8-hour forage today, Serena, it's potentially dangerous. You would know this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
I
starting
think
with a
she's just going to do the normal forage.
Okay.
yes, me too.
Same.
Throw them out there.
That I have
Uh,
wisdom and survival trained, and even so, my net result is no bonus.
I think it's okay. Something weird that you guys are gonna notice because I'm sharing this thing with you guys right now is
yes.
that I just made a note for just made a note that you guys can see. It's called One Shot Names, and it has all of our character names and the player names next to them. I did the names in character, with characters first in alphabetical order, but it also ends up being player names in alphabetical order.
That's
Nice.
funny.
Oh.
Right. Here we go on foraging.
Oh, that's
Oh,
Okay,
hey, she still has been pretty good at this.
I think, for the sake of it, nah, I'm not gonna do it.
wisdom. You.
Okay, okay.
Oh, wait. 11. Yeah, 11 was enough, right?
Yeah.
Yep, you're shooting for 8. That's the average.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Okay, everyone.
Will is
That-
less good at this.
Is anyone here looking for potentially dirty rations?
No.
No, I don't need to.
Steven?
Do I find out before or after I roll to see how many I get?
Oh, yeah, you guys can roll. I'll let you guys roll before you make that decision.
I can roll, well, a d6 and then half, right?
No, it's just a D3.
Where? Oh, I don't see a d3 around here.
Go
I
in
can
the
roll 1d3.
yeah
Slash
/R
1d3.
space
Yeah.
1D3.
Okay.
Or I think if
Nice.
you go into the advanced die roller. Okay. Yeah. Flog manages to find 3 rations worth of clean food, and Serena manages to find 1.
Yeah, Serena's luck is she has, she has found food both days. It's just not enough.
I,
Hey, that's skill right there. That's not luck. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, no, that's fair. She is skilled at finding food. She-
You're a professional, right? You're a professional
yeah, she's got a
survivalist.
+1. Yeah. Yeah, she is. Looks at the food. going to need that. 'Cause, I could use some more. Couldn't find quite as much as I need.
All right. Just to build up trust between us, I'm willing to share some of my food with you guys. I'm willing to give both of you one ration.
Thank you.
So,
Unnecessary, but thanks.
She will take ration happily.
okay. Could come in
Nice.
handy.
I mean, Steven doesn't even need to mess with his sheet today.
Ah,
The only person that has to mess with his sheet today is Will. How many rations, after tonight, how many rations does everyone have of food?
Vlog just gave me one, so I still have 6.
Gina has 4.
I still have 5 after eating.
Nice.
I think she is going to roll to see if she can find dirty food too, just to have more food because
Well, every
she
food will
has
be
food
dirty then.
issues. Yeah.
Yeah, if you do that, that means that that one you rolled earlier will also be dirty.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. It makes all your
Oh,
food
then-
dirty.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Will, were you the person who ended up with extra food?
Yeah. I rolled a
Okay.
5 with the +2. That makes 7.
Isn't it just a D3? I don't think it's a D6.
No, it was a D6.
Is it?
I looked
On
at the
the-
character creation.
What was
Oh,
the
yeah,
D6
it's-
for original food?
It's a D6, and
Yeah,
then
start
if you get it on the table, it's a D4.
No, all the other way around. You start with 1d4 plus 2 food, and then 1d6.
no.
plus- Wait a second.
No, it's 6. I remember there being a difference when one of you rolled extra food. It's D6
Okay, then.
plus 2, and then if you get it on the table as a random item, it's a plus 2.
Alright.
Gina
Okay.
has 4 rations now.
Well, we still have enough for the way back, so
Oh
not
yeah, she's doing okay.
no use worrying about it now.
She always worries about food.
And then you guys will spend a few hours in the morning. Probably show up at the boneyard, at the graveyard. They're called plain boneyards, but everyone just refers to this as the graveyard. If they do know about it, like common knowledge at this place. Because most people would avoid going in this direction because you guys would know that the Deathlands are around here. They're like heavily irradiated lands surrounded by desert.
I wonder.
Alright.
I wonder if with my knowledge traveler, I would know anything about graveyard.
Um,
I said knowledge traveler. I meant culture traveler.
I don't think so.
Okay.
There isn't really a skill for knowing about places that would be considered ruins. There isn't like a ruined knowledge skill. Maybe like history.
Which I think I actually, yeah, I actually have a point in. I got 0. I'm at 0 points.
Okay.
Trained.
Yeah. If you want to give me a history check, you can. It's gonna be hard though.
Okay. Yeah, I believe it, but I can try.
Okay. Give it to me.
Oh.
No.
Too bad.
Barely.
While we were during the night when people were sleeping, Serena would have attempted to commune with the divine again.
Okay. Give me a percentile die. No, nothing here tonight either. Makes more sense though because this place has like actually less intact structures.
Every All the ships are broken, yeah.
Well, we're not actually in the graveyard yet, so.
give me like another, like, because you guys are on this like plateau. Give me one more percentile die actually.
Sure. Hey, it's another 6.
Okay.
I rolled a
Well-
6 earlier too.
Yeah, that night, as you're at the campfire, actually, you guys don't have. Didn't someone get like a Tinder?
Yeah. I have the fire starter.
So you can
Too.
you can actually have a campfire if you guys want to, because you are in a forest and you do have the equipment to do. That's your guys' call.
We're on a plateau. They probably see us then.
Yeah, I think we might not fire.
Okay. Yeah. Then you're around the people sleeping on the ground.
She has her tent.
And you would actually get that weird like beeping. It's more of like the sound when you're churning like the dial in your car on the radio to get a new station. It's kind of like that, except for a little bit smoother, like a lot more crisp, not as irritating. Sound that pops up in your head, Serena. Give me because it's not when you start hearing the sound, it's not something that's like immediately apparent. It means there's something in the area that your link is picking up, and you normally have to move around and look for it.
Okay.
So you could give me, I feel like it would be survival, but I would also let like perception as you're moving around looking for this. Perception is probably makes more sense.
Okay, I could do either. So yeah, I'll do perception. That's the one you said you think makes more sense. I'll do that
Yeah.
one.
And as you move closer or farther away, like this sound adjusts. So you have like an audio indication if you're moving farther or closer away, whatever it is giving off this signal.
Okay. Oh, just wisdom perception check. Here we go. It's a 9.
Okay. Yeah, that is definitely good enough. You move probably about like 25 feet down this plateau, closer to the edge, almost like where you're standing only a few feet away from it, and you look towards the graveyard, and then we see. Is there like a certain color that that Serena would be partial to? A favorite color or one that complements her or something like that?
I think her favorite color is green.
Okay. We see like a light green projection for like the sake of the viewers, but it's technically only something that Serena can see because she has a link. Other people with a link could see this. We know that out of character. I don't know if Serena actually knows that or not. I doubt she's ever actually talked to someone with a link because they're so rare.
Yeah, I don't think she does not know that anyone else can see it. She believes that it's just her.
Yeah, only people with links can see or hear this. And as you look over at the graveyard, we see what looks like a small picture frame kind of moves slightly as Serena moves to look at it. It's outlined in this light green, and it's this image of the graveyard, but not in the state that it is. It's nighttime, similar to the later portion of the night that you're in, but we see these large metal hulks, multiple of them, moving around on the ground, bringing large chunks of metal to the graveyard. And we even see a very large vehicle hovering hundreds of feet above the graveyard, and a big claw coming from it that's dropping a spaceship into the graveyard itself. And there's a bunch of lights, like floodlights, on the edges of the graveyard that are shining down into it. And you probably hear a sound that is definitely like too close for you to have been able to hear it from there. It's the sound of like metal striking metal and tires moving over the earth, and like a few people yelling out to each other in a language you don't understand. It's like busy work of lots of people in one place.
Hmm.
She watches this with interest, and as she watches, she tries to place, like, she could see this. She tries to sort of memorize what she's seeing. Like where anything that seemed like interesting when it dropped, things that were dropped or deposited in there. See if she can remember see if she can like memorialize where they are, so that in the morning or when we explore later, she can like know where certain things are or things of interest might be.
Okay. It's actually a lot easier than one might think, because this is something that you can like just toggle on and off mentally. So you can turn the image on and off. It's actually a video that plays for probably about like 25 seconds, and it loops, so you can restart it if you want to. You can only see it from here. Like if you move away from this spot, it's gone.
Right. But she's going to sort of do that. She's going to basically memorialize where everything was and everything from it, and yeah. Then after she's done, she will kneel down and whisper a few words in sort of prayer and thanks, and then she's going to turn back to the campsite.
Nice.
All right.
You guys wake up in the morning, your hunger ticks over once again. I assume everyone's gonna eat the appropriate amount of rations.
Yep.
Hungry.
Hungry,
Right.
hungry hippo. Hey, Will got the hungry hippo because he got the hippoid.
Wait, really? Okay.
Yeah.
The
We
Hippoid,
had that joke.
if I remember, Hippoid regards to also horses, giraffes, hoofed animals.
yeah, they're also in the family. It's just hippo.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think the reason for that is because it would be weird if they just had one that said million and the other ones were some kind of oids.
Yeah.
There.
Oh.
Yeah, but the
So,
next morning you can make your way down towards the graveyard, unless you had any other plans.
Did anything happen to the sparks you saw before? Are they still there? Serena.
She can look.
Give me a perception check.
Or maybe wait, me? Or
Whoever's looking, didn't you just ask her?
Serena's gonna look.
No, you don't see
It's
them.
above a 6, but it's not above an 8. Okay.
Yeah, they're not there. I mean, you're looking at the right spot. You just don't see them.
Okay. He says, I don't see the sparks anymore.
Well, then we should probably walk to where they were. Since, well, if it's no longer here, it's probably safe to go and check it out.
Well, we're supposed to go and speak to Montana and find her. So, do we still see the smoke? Or is that gone too?
You see the smoke. It's harder to spot because it is there's like less of it because you guys start at like 4 in the morning, right? So it's still dark, so you can still see like a little bit of light coming from it. But there's less than there was yesterday when you guys before you guys started foraging.
I believe that she may be where the smoke is. Could be a smelting or a campfire or cook fires or something.
Okay, we should probably fulfill that part of the mission first then.
Yes, well, I doubt that they'd be particularly happy with us looking around. She and any of her friends would be particularly happy with us looking around if we hadn't first talked to them. They might think we're trying to steal from them.
Yeah, a valid point. We should probably walk towards them looking relatively harmless. Or should we, well, we should probably not go and try to intimidate them. What approach do you think is best, Vulcan?
To be honest, I'm not sure. Probably not. Probably avoid intimidation whenever possible.
I have some skill at making people see things my way. Quite persuasive.
All right, but try not to preach too much to them, okay? We'll let you do the talking, but don't try to convert them too much. Okay.
She gives you a look, like she turns her face towards you.
Okay.
So if they are open to witnessing the glory of the divine and elevating themselves, or are already elevated, then that is opportunity. I do not shirk from such opportunities, but I will not prioritize that over our current task.
Okay, but be sure to flatter them if they are mutated and show their mutations.
I have a bad feeling this ain't gonna end well.
Okay, well, okay. Then we walk towards the camp where we see the smoke.
Yes,
Okay.
I guess we'd be making our way toward, or Serena would make her way towards it.
Remember,
Yeah.
this is on like the opposite end of the graveyard, so you, unless you're going in the graveyard, you'd be going around basically the entirety of it.
I guess that's the plan. Don't want
So
to,
we
or I don't. Serena doesn't want to go in such a way that people would see her as potentially trying to steal from them or hostile.
How do
we
you
should probably
walk into a place in the middle of nowhere and either look or not look like that?
I don't know.
Okay.
maybe we should walk in a half circle around the edges and, well, not try to hide ourselves and be slightly obvious so that they won't just shoot us on sight when they think we're trying to ambush them. Maybe wave a flag around or something?
We have a flag.
Wait, what? Do we?
Oh, we have a flag.
I got a long pole and maybe we can get some clothing to wave around to signal them. Would probably be better than walking towards them. Let them find us. If we're trying to do it a non-hostile way.
If you want to play it that way, I got a couple glow bugs we could use.
I think we should just walk to where we believe they are and speak to them.
Oh boy. Okay, well, let's do it that way. We'll wave something around to let them know we are going towards them and try to talk to them about our deal.
Not sure the waving something around is necessary, but sure, if you want to wave something around, that's your prerogative.
Okay, I'll do that. So
What
we
are you
start
waving
walking
around?
What did you say?
What are you waving around?
I think Vulcan gave me some glow bugs.
We did offer some. If you wanted to take one.
How does... Can you wave a glow bug?
And I stick it to the pole. Does it work?
I don't think glow bugs are big enough to go on your pole, but I'll check.
Uh,
How large are the
large
bugs actually?
well, they're not actually bugs. It's
Are
like a
they
glow stick.
a large glow stick to say hello?
Huh. Yeah, it's weird. Like
Yeah,
a large glow
it's
stick.
not. I mean, it doesn't say it's a glow stick.
Okay.
It's
Then
not
then
gonna.
we'll just-
It's palm sized, so you can't just like skewer it. Like it's a piece of plastic, and it's not like you have a sharpened, heated piece of metal. You can't just stick it on your pole.
No, okay. Can't I pierce it with my knife and then
I think you might break it if you do that.
Give me.
Okay, we'll just make a flag out of the pole with some
Here.
clothing.
Vulcan will see what he's trying to do. Be like, "Here, let me take care of it." And he kind of just waves his hand around, and the glow bug just kind of telepathically hangs over everybody's head like one of those video game icons.
Like The Sims.
Also, why are you
Yeah.
using a glow bug? I mean, I know it's early in the morning, but it seems weird. Okay.
To catch their attention. It's
Apparently, he's trying to see as obvious as possible.
Serena looks back at them, shakes her head, and sighs.
Wasn't my
continues
idea.
walking. So all the while we're approaching them.
Can I get perception checks as you guys are roaming around like the towards the southern, like heading west down towards the southern end of the graveyard?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, here we go. Oh boy.
7.
You know, I think I'm going to go just for this instance. I'm going to go ahead and use my system strain to give me a +2 to wisdom.
Oh.
And it didn't do shit.
Gee.
Oh, and remember, you guys do have your Apoco points.
Wait, what?
I don't think we explained those to Sim. Basically, it's a point system. Everyone has what's called an Apoco point, and there's two different ways you can use it. You can use it after you failed a roll, before I say, or like after you've made a roll, before I say the outcome, to get a reroll, or you can use it before. And I honestly forgot what I said it was before, because no one's ever
Or is
done it.
advantage?
Oh yeah, you can roll twice
best
and
of
take
the
the better one.
And
But-
how do you get one?
You all start with one, but when you use it, I then have that points. I can use them to make you guys re-roll dice if I think it's appropriate.
You can also give us disadvantage. You said that too.
Yeah,
You wanted to
I can-
before we roll.
I can give you guys the negative versions of the effects that you have. And you can get them back. You can get them back yourselves, either from me doing that, or if you guys get hit by a critical hit, or you like get a critical fail on a skill check, which is rolling 2 nat 1s.
Okay.
And it goes back and forth. So if you guys don't use them, then you don't use them. There's nothing I can do with them. But if you start using them to help you guys, then I can start using them to affect the story, and it goes back and forth.
I think isn't there the one exception though? Is that if you use it and it rolls you a natural fail on the skill check, you don't get it back if it caused you to roll the skill check fail, because that happened.
Yeah, the way you get them back doesn't come into play until after the use has been resolved.
Okay. Yeah, because I know that I did that. I used it to
Okay.
re-roll a nat fail, and it rolled another nat fail.
Nice.
Well, I don't think it's important enough yet to reroll for me.
Well, I used the system strain, so I'm going to re-roll for myself.
Okay.
Does yours have that same text that says for one skill check or 5 minutes, whichever is longer?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey.
We go.
It is a better roll.
Nice. Yeah. You all hear the sound of large wings pushing air down towards the ground from inside of the graveyard. You can't see it, but Vulcan, you can hear this this high-pitched, I almost want to call it a scream, but I think a shriek is better, coming from the same direction. You guys can't see it. There's obviously spaceships and planes and all that in your way, but you all heard the wings, and then Will heard the shriek.
Did the shriek sound animalistic?
Yes.
Okay.
Not like anything
Yeah.
you've heard before, though. It doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah. He would just out of instinct, he would draw his bow and knock an arrow, just kind of staring down towards that spot, that area.
You want to give me a mental save, Will?
Mental save. Okay.
Yeah.
Ow.
Rough.
Seeing him draw his bow, I also ready my gun, looking for anything that might approach us.
Karina reaches into the folds of her sort of robe, and a sort of glove hand pulls, and her hand then pulls out a looks to be some sort of it looks like some sort of gun.
Next time, guys, let me resolve what I'm doing with the person who just...
Okay.
Yeah, Will, the sound is off-putting enough that for the moment after, you can't even summon the willpower to move. You're just stuck in place for a moment. Fear.
Hmm. Okay.
After a few minutes, after hearing that, not a few minutes, after hearing the wings beat, throwing air down towards the ground, hearing that like 3 times, you hear the sound of metal cutting into metal, followed up by something large, a large metal structure. You can hear it creaking. It falls, and then you hear the sound of the wings stop, and will hear that shrieking sound once again, but it's louder at the same time. It's even higher pitch, so it's harder to hear, even though you can tell it's louder.
Oof.
And then there's you can hear it, Will. There's the sound of some large mass that falls and hits the ground. It's much farther away than the rest of the sounds, and it takes a few moments, but you do hear.
Hmm. Yeah, his eyes are just fixated on all the sounds going on. Eyes wide, looking for any sign of whatever is causing it.
Yeah, it's really hard. Like, you guys aren't going to be able to see anything because there's basically a maze of old vehicles that are in the way.
As soon as he manages to shake off the fear effect, he immediately says in like a hushed tone, "We need to hurry and get this over with." And he starts speed walking towards the camp that they were heading to.
Okay, I lower my weapon and follow him. Since it's probably not important enough if he's just walking away.
Fair.
I guess Serena does the same since she didn't hear the shrieking or any of that stuff, so she's heard the wing sounds.
Still warily look around.
Well, you all heard the sound of like metal cutting metal and then something crashing to the ground, but Will's the only one who heard whatever was going on, the animal itself. You hear that creaking, groaning sound of metal. That's what I'm trying to convey.
Okay. Can we see where it's coming from, the metal sound, or is it just all around?
I mean, it's coming from the same direction that you guys would have heard the wing.
Okay.
It's all in the same direction.
I think we may need to investigate that.
Mm,
Because
thinking.
that seems like the sort of thing that our employer would want to know about. There's some sort of creature shredding metal roaming this graveyard.
Yes, but if we heard it, probably Montana's people would have also heard it.
Before we deal with whatever that is, I highly recommend we at least get reinforcements. Preferably from the people who's probably been here longer.
Normally, I wouldn't say this
Yeah.
because most of my games are in a setting that people have a pretty firm understanding of. But in Other Dust, there is the potential that whatever is making this shrieking sound, whatever that large creature is, whatever's making the audible wing sound, could just be a mutant. Could just be another person.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
Like, look at you guys. You're all like freaks in the real world, right? You would be, but you're just another person on Terra. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying there's a chance.
I still believe we should go investigate. That changes the equation.
Maybe we should shout hello or something. Or should we approach them carefully?
I think we go and look for what's making the noise.
Okay. I'm okay with that then. Maybe it's one of their people.
Damn it all, this job will be the death of me. Fine, let's go.
Okay. Do I lead the way? Are you okay with that? Then I'll try to sneak up on whatever that buzzing noise is.
Okay. So you could just like go through one of the like larger ships in front of you, or you could try finding like way in between.
I'd rather be in between the vehicles, since I don't know what might be inside.
Okay. Give me a navigation check as you try to find your way in between all of these ancient vehicles making your way. Heard that sound?
Wisdom rights?
Yeah.
Could I try to give him some assistance? Never mind.
Oh,
I mean, yes, but if you're just gonna say I want to roll a navigation roll, I don't really think you can justify that.
Fair
Unless you're
enough.
gonna bring something to the table that he's not.
Serena will offer up. We'll try to give him information based on her view and knowledge of what was there before. Her vision.
Your view didn't give you enough details to actually help you navigate through this wreck, and I think your vision would actually harm rather than help. It's from, at the very least, 200 years.
Okay.
oops.
I remember you guys were like a few hours away from this place, looking down at it in the distance. You only saw the things you saw because how large they were and the time of day it was. Had you tried spotting that in the middle of the day, you wouldn't have see the sparks, and even the smoke would have.
So we can find what the source of that sound is. As a failed navigation check.
That's not necessarily what that means. That's just gonna mean that you're gonna end up spending some time so after like half an hour trying to make your way through this maze of ships, because you're gonna like you end up coming to multiple points where you have to like climb through a vehicle, hop out of it, go in between a handful of them, go around another big one. stuff like that. Like you're not able to completely avoid going in or being next to. But eventually you come into this kind of place where the vehicles begin to open up a little bit as you see a lot of their lower plates in this area, and it looks like multiple wings down this one path been created by the lack of these. They've all been like removed, and you hear somewhere down this path, and it seems to be echoing towards you now. Hear the sound of like metal grinding metal, but there are multiple beams that seem to be in between you and this open path you're looking for, because you're like approaching the path from the side. You're not going down it. You can see that it goes somewhere off to like the north, somewhere off to the north from you, and then the direction that you're hearing the grinding sound is more southeast.
If I look around, can I find a way under or over the beams? Maybe. Or
Yeah, you can give me a perception check. We can look around, see what you see related to this.
I think Serena would also be trying to find a way through the beams, since that's the way to where we're trying to go.
Okay. A roll an 8.
Well, it sounds like other people are rolling, so we'll wait for that.
Ooh,
Jesus.
better.
Okay. Yeah, Flog, you see that like you could either try and squeeze underneath the beams. There's like 4 of them that are kind of haphazardly leaning on 2 different vehicles that you guys are like trying to get through. So you could either try crawling under these intersections that are leaning in like different directions at different angles, or you could try getting like climbing up the side of one of them and then moving across the top of them. And then Serena, you actually see that if you backed up towards the end of one of the vehicles that the beams are lying on, if you go to the back of it, back of this old like airplane, you could try there's an easier incline you could get up if you climbed up the back of this collapsed or like tail wing. Is that what it's called at the back? Is it just tail? Is that the tail of the plane?
Yeah, I think it's just the tail.
Okay, yeah. You can
Okay.
climb up. There's an easier path if you climbed up the tail of this plane. There is some jumping involved with this, as opposed to what you would be doing to get up these beams. At least it's a bigger jump. You would probably need to jump across one. But it would be easier to get up. And then with the height of the plane, you could just slide and then jump, or just jump down. And it's actually on the side where the path goes north, so you'd be right on the path if you go there. But you would be closer, I guess, for like dressing wise, the vehicle that you can't see a way to get on top of Serena is closer to the direction you guys initially came from.
Okay.
Um,
So she'll point out that it looks like if we were to scale this plane, we could then jump down from it and be on the path.
okay. It would probably be a good idea, and since we scaled the plane, we would also have the height advantage, giving us a better sight of what's ahead.
Essentially, there are a lot of large things here.
So I try to climb up the plane according to Serena's instructions.
Vulcan will follow suit.
Okay. Y'all can the two of you can give me athletic checks. You're able to climb up the wing itself fairly easily. It's jumping from the beginning or not the wing, the tail onto the center portion of the plane that's the difficult part. You look
Okay.
down and you see that like if you fail this, you could end up cutting yourself and like, falling inside of the plane. Suck.
Does anyone have a rope or climbing equipment, maybe?
I have a rope. Is there where we're trying to jump to? Does it look like anything that I might be able to stick an arrow into?
It's a metal plane, so probably not.
Worth a shot.
You can move things. And Serena comments to Vulcan, you can move things. Could you tie your rope around something on the other side?
Using telekinesis.
I could give it a shot, sure. Do I see anything on the other side I could tie a rope to?
Unless you can tie a rope around the whole plane, no.
No.
Oh, there's no
Yeah.
protrusions from it that you could tie something on.
No.
That's unfortunate.
Looks like jumping's our only chance.
How much can you lift with your telekinesis?
Not a lot, only as much as I can with like one hand.
Can you stab a knife into the plane, or don't you have enough force to do that?
I don't think I could generate enough force to stab a knife into an entire metal structure.
Yeah,
So
okay.
one of you makes the jump first, and that one could be an anchor. The next one, with the rope.
Yeah. I'm not really athletically built, but if you want, I could try.
I'll give it a shot. I have some ability.
I think this would be a dexterity athletics check.
Uh, yeah, definitely would have something. No
Okay.
skill in athletics, but I do have dexterity.
Yeah. I don't have
I'll try to
athletics.
catch you
Yeah.
should you fall.
All right, so dexterity athletics, nice.
So
Oh,
Will tries jumping across and pushes off too late, puncturing portion of his skin on like his left foot. You can put a point of damage on yourself, Will. Falls down into back end of the plane. Uh
I've been rolling consecutively 5 like this whole fucking time.
That's unfortunate. Are you okay?
Yeah, I think so. God damn it.
Probably don't have tetanus. Not rusted. Just broken.
Toughness.
So now he's inside the plane?
Yes. You can see him down there.
Can you throw a rope through a window, maybe?
Yeah, now
Can you
that you're
tell
down
around?
here, Will, you can see that on like the opposite end of this plane, on the far end towards the front, there is actually probably like a 15-foot wide portion that has been disassembled.
I see something we could probably crawl out of. It's just it looks like part of the ship's been disassembled. We got a little 15-foot gap here.
So if we get down in there, we can get out on the other end without having to jump across.
Potentially.
And this is a passenger plane, so there are a bunch of like old seats too that you could tie a rope to if you're trying to brace.
All
Wait.
right. Well,
Oh. Do you see anything on the other side before we climb in? Since there might be dangers there.
You can't see much of the plane from up there. Will's the only one who can, like, the vast majority of.
No, that I'm asking him.
Well, my bad.
Hmm. Do I see anything that looks dangerous?
And it's a 200-year-old plane that's falling apart.
That's fair.
There aren't any, like, outside of old plane falling apart. No.
Okay.
I don't know. Give me a perception check, Will, if you're worried about the structural integrity.
Yeah.
Five? No.
hey, that wasn't a 5.
Finally.
Okay. Yeah. No, there isn't anything in here that looks terribly dangerous. I would make a note that, like, if you are trying to tie some kind of rope down here, I don't know how that's actually going to help anyone up top.
Yeah.
If you are trying to tie a rope down here, you might want to find the right seat.
Serena's gonna try to hop down into the plane.
I'll also try to climb up the plane.
Okay. These would be athletics checks. And you're not going to want to climb down these. Remember that frame's broken, and stepping on it is what caused Vulcan puncture his foot. You're quote unquote climbing, but it's like free climbing. Like you're gonna need to jump the first portion, grab onto something, and then like swing so that you can fall into where the actual seats are in the plane.
Okay. So dexterity athletics.
Yeah.
And
I could see strength for this as well, but I think dexterity is more fitting.
Vulcan's going to stand under them to catch them if they fall.
Okay.
Nice.
You would be standing in the place they need to land.
That's fair. Never mind then.
Okay.
6.
Okay, yeah.
Hey.
Wow. That's not good at all.
Consistency.
Probably should do this one at a time next time, guys. Serena, she tries to down and grab onto the frame so that she can swing into the main portion of the plane, but her right hand slips when she tries to grab onto the bar, and she falls down into the frame of this tail on her back. It hurts a bunch, Serena. It doesn't feel good. You see her fall on a really awkward angle, but you can just have 1 point of damage. And what are we gonna do with that? Now that Serena's fallen.
So she didn't fall into where she needed to be, did she?
No, you're below that now, like 4 or 5 feet. It's not that it's gonna be hard to climb up. Like you can climb up it fairly easily. Looking for you guys to say something.
Okay. Well, I was just trying to get a gauge of where I was. Sorry. So Serena falls, and she lands. And there's a ow, where she manages to sort of stand back up, like trying to straighten up, and there's a distinct sort of like cracking sound in her back as she like cracks the back, and it's like, ow. I don't recommend falling on your spine. Ow.
Okay.
Might want
Good
to try to
advice.
avoid that. Oh, and the bar is slippery. And she looks at her hands, looks back at the bar. Okay, maybe I made the bar slippery.
Um. So how are we going to get her up here?
Well, he said it's an easy time for her to get up the rest of the way. She just landed badly in the back part.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she gets back up into where she's supposed to be. She just landed badly in the wrong part at first. And it's like,
So I'm the only one who isn't there yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, how high exactly is it in meters?
Oh god, I didn't do the math.
2
2 meters?
Oh. Couldn't they, can't you guys just pull me up with one end of this pole, this 10-foot pole?
we're below you.
Wait, huh?
Yeah.
I'm getting real confused now.
You're on the top of the base of the tail of the plane, and they're inside the plane below you, where the passengers would be.
Oh, great. Yeah, I finally get it. Yep. So how do I drop down?
Don't give me an athletics check. You can try doing.
Okay, I'll try to do it better. Where is it? Well,
Nice.
that was
I think you're a lot better.
You jump down the bar that Serena tried grabbing onto, and you catch it, and then you swing yourself forward, backwards, and then forward again, and you jump and you land, having to like bend your knees so that you don't fuck them up when you land a few feet away, like a meter away from associates.
Nice. So, I'm alive. Nice.
Serena is going to use a point of system strain. She's going to start healing.
Okay.
So for the next 12 hours, she will regenerate and heal herself at the rate of 1 HP per hour.
Okay. I'll let you know when that first hour passes.
Okay.
Then,
Well,
there's
now that we're all
nothing here.
here, I guess we should push onward.
Yep,
Indeed.
we're going. So, where are we going? Um,
I believe we're going to the 15-foot hole at the other end to get out into the pathway.
It's probably like
Follow
75 feet down there.
So we go a ways down the plane, and then there's the opening to get out.
Yeah.
okay.
You just you have to like hop down 6 feet off this frame into the open area.
Is the buzzing still coming from outside?
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit harder to
Okay.
hear in here, but once you get towards the exit and jump out, you can still hear it in the distance.
So as we're going through this, Serena is going to want to look and see if there's anything that looks useful inside this plane.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Vulcan will do the same thing. Do his own little check about it.
Yeah.
An 8. That's a 10. Please.
I have 3 different places on I have 3 different tabs on here that say random encounters. So many different places they have random encounters in here.
Okay.
One thing that I forgot to since our last session is pin the place where the loot is. But I know it's like way towards the beginning for some reason. You can roll if I okay. A 10 and 8 is pretty good. I just need to find a place. Okay, I found it. Let's go with can I get a percentile die from Steven?
Sure.
You're looking for high.
66.
Okay. That'll give me a D3.
Sure. 3.
Okay. Yeah. You managed to find 3 wrapped in basically in this small plastic container that's like wedged underneath one of these seats. You can't pull that out, but you can open it up, and inside are these 3, and you can tell they're very old, these long bars covered in a plastic container, and it says Dave's Hard Mix, and it has they all have different flavors on them. You can have 3 food rations.
Ooh, cool.
And you can roll me, just to make it simple, let's just do D20s. You're looking for high.
Me again, right?
Yes, one more.
Got it. 16.
Okay, give me, I do need another D100 this time.
Sure. 7.
Okay. This is funny. You find a pair of binoculars next to it. Tech level 4.
Nice.
Ooh, they're the really nice ones.
Yes.
Fancy.
She is very happy with that.
That's great. I think that's kind of funny.
How appropriate.
And Will, why don't you give me a D20 as well? Once again, shooting for high. Okay.
Oh.
Can I get another one? D20, shooting for high. Okay. You can also roll me a D100.
40.
Oh, and I would look up, specifically, Steven, I would look up old Terran rations. I didn't know they were a thing, but that's what you have.
Oh, okay. hold
So
on
I
then.
assume they're way better because they're called they're called old Terran rations.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
pre-tech.
Oh, that might be the flat ration.
Yeah. Flat rations, old Terran, pre-tech.
A 14, okay. Tech level 4 bedroll stashed in like one of the storage containers
Wow.
above the seats in one of the underneath one of the rows of chairs. And I'll have you roll. I don't know what the difference between a regular bedroll and tech level 4 is, to be honest. I will have you roll one more D100.
Okay. 35.
Okay. Can I get 2D4 from you?
2d4. 4.
Okay. That's
Terran rations are awesome.
yeah. What do they do?
They provide a day's nourishment. The medical nanites remove 1d4 toxin points from the consumer and heal 1d6 lost hit points. You can only benefit from 1 per day. But dang, those are nice.
Will, can you roll me a D8?
Sure.
All the dice rolling.
Okay. You got some weird stims. You found 4 morph stims. So these are popular among the decadent members of the Old Terran Society. They're meant to allow you to temporarily experience the life of someone with a very different shape. And it's basically these are loaded with a humanoid shape of a specific type of person or alien or animal. So they're going to alter your features when you take them. And they do have a mechanical effect. You'd get 3 strain when you take one. And they don't work on unwilling people. You have to be willing. And then for the next 3 days, you will be under the effect of these. You can actually you can adjust what the look of these would be like if you had tech medical or tech pre-tech, as well as a tech level 5 toolkit. Adjust the DNA within them, because it's going to temporarily rewrite the code in your DNA so that you look different.
That's weird. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Cool. It's just weird.
I temporarily morph my body into whoever I want to be.
No, they're preloaded.
Whoever's in the stims.
Yeah, whatever's in the stems is what you'll turn into.
God, some old Terran hooker.
Give me a percentile die.
Another one.
Yeah.
It's like a level 4 bedroll. How many more stims?
4. 4 morph
Four.
stims. And 59 was your percentile die?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You see an image on the front of these that has and it's still in good shape. They all have the same image on the front of them, and you see a very like a bodybuilder's body. It's all muscular, but the top half is much more muscular. And the man's skin is like a very dark brown. He doesn't have any hair on his head, but he does have a very dapper looking mustache.
Nice.
And he's flexing. You see him turn, like his lower half is turned to the side, and he has both his arms down towards each other. You can see he's flexing his upper body very hard. Looks towards you, and there's this like you can't tell his eyes closed because there's this like star coming out of it.
Okay.
I found an old bodybuilder's magazine apparently, or picture.
Presumably, this is what it'll turn you into.
The stems are.
Hopefully.
Oh God.
Become swole.
But only for 3 days.
Do you actually get stronger from those?
No.
No, they don't have any
purely cosmetic.
statistical changes. They just have visual changes.
Botox.
But that could be useful to just look like a big ass swole guy.
I can see the
Well, we
usefulness
got
of
some
that.
great funny stuff. We got some great cool old loot, which is part of the fun of this game is the bizarro things you can get.
Did you look at your bedroll, Will, to see if it does anything?
I was on the process of looking that up. Yeah. Let me.
Advanced versions of this gear are fashioned of sophisticated old Terran smart fabrics and self-adjusting inflatable padding. If you don't have a bedroll, then then you can't recover from system strain at night.
Yeah.
Oh, in some environments, you may find it
Yeah.
difficult. Not all of them.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Cool. Cool. Found some loots.
Yeah. And pretty cool loot. And now the best part though is now Serena doesn't have to slime up your binoculars anymore.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy to hear that. This is the best thing that happened to me today. Well, shouldn't I
She doesn't
also probably?
intentionally slime things. She just is slimy.
It's not your fault. I should probably also start looking through the cockpit. I think would be nice.
If you want to get into the cockpit, there is a door in between you and the cockpit that can't just open like you would another door. Sliding door. Seems to be very hard to open.
I put some strength into it and try to really hard to slide it open. Maybe he's just stuck.
Okay, yeah. Give me a strength of athletics check.
On the way. Oh, strength. Whoop! There we go.
Doesn't budge, unfortunately.
The door is stuck.
that too.
Had you
That's actually
used
good.
your Apoco point, you would have just gotten it back.
Wait, don't they still have an Apoco point?
Yeah.
Yes, you could choose to re-roll this.
I really want to get a door open, actually.
Okay. Yeah, you can use it.
So I use it. Oh,
Generally
That's a
speaking,
much
if it's
better roll.
something that you want to succeed at, you should pre-edge. In your case, it doesn't matter because you didn't like have a thought about it until afterwards. Like your first roll was nat ones, you can't get worse than that. But generally speaking, it's better to pre-edge because you're guaranteed to take the better roll. If you use it after you make a roll, you're hoping it's better than what you got, but it could be worse.
yeah, of course. Well,
That wasn't the case this time, but if you had the Apoca point in mind, it wouldn't have mattered either way. Your decision would have been made before you saw a roll, right?
but I didn't really think about it before.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You
okay.
you managed to like unjam this cockpit that's just been stuck in place for like 200 years, and you pull it to the side. You see it go into the wall, and you actually manage to like open it all the way so you can very easily walk into the cockpit. Basically like 5 feet you have to walk, and then you get into this cockpit, and the windows are still entirely in place, and there is 2 seats, as well as a bunch of controls in front of you that I'm sure you don't have any clue what they do. And you can see in front of you, you can see this path I was talking about earlier that winds down almost directly in front of you, going around, going down and around a handful of ships. You can see probably 20 meters ahead of you before it churns enough that you can't see anymore. And it looks like someone has been making their way down this path, scrapping the sides of all these vehicles, and you see multiple piles of scrap on the ground, like 3 or 4 of them that are all on the sides of this path.
Do they seem recent piles? Like they just been stacked there, or for a long time?
Give me a, I don't know, wisdom perception check. No, give me either tech, post tech, or a vehicle. What is it? Air? Is that the name of it?
I think
Vehicle air is a thing,
Yeah.
but I'm not proficient in both of them.
You can still make the rolls.
Okay, then I'll just roll one of them. Wisdom, you said? All right.
I think it'd be wisdom. You could, I could see an argument for intelligence, though.
Yeah, intelligence probably more. Post tech. Intelligence, wait, that's still the same modifier, but oh well.
Okay. Yeah, the piles look like they've been put together recently. Not from like pre-scream. Definitely post.
Okay, maybe they have scavengers living here nearby, probably. Is there? Do you find anything in the cockpit, like in the cabinets or under the seats?
Give me another perception check.
You.
This one would definitely be wisdom.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I think you would. Give me a D4.
4. 4.
Okay. You manage to get underneath the cockpit and salvage 4 tech level 4 spare parts from all of the like wiring and metal lining under.
Oh, that's convenient. 4 T4 metal spare parts.
Put TL tech level.
Oh. TL4 metal spare parts.
Just spare
Okay.
parts. You don't need to put metal.
Oh,
I was just letting you know what they are.
Yeah,
All of
okay.
your like salvageable pieces are just called spare parts because there isn't really any reason to keep track of like what they are specifically. I'm just trying to give you some flavor.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's
Uh,
worth quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well,
T4
like you just found
yeah.
some really, really nice stuff.
might be able to repair a laser gun now or something like.
And
that.
give me a D20 you're shooting for high.
20. 12.
Okay. Give me a D100 plus 10. So
Okay.
you can either use the advanced roller to put the modifier in, or just give me a regular one D100 and I'll add to it. Okay.
Okay.
47. Okay, there's a meta tool in here. This is if you look this up, this is just it's like the Swiss Army watch of the future.
Swiss. Wow.
It's real
Met-
helpful.
Yeah.
So
It lets you do it function as a bunch of small tools, basically what it is.
oh, that sounds
You
convenient.
can use it as if it's a TL0 or TL1 toolkit, and you can also just use it to repair TL4 items up to TL4. So it's really nice.
Combines good with the spare parts. How did you call it exactly? A meta?
Yeah, meta tool, one word.
Meta tool.
META.
Okay. Tier 4. Tech level 4.
No, you don't even have to put tech level next to it.
Oh, just meta tool. Okay.
Yeah.
So
It is tech level 4, but there's only one type of meta tool. As opposed to spare parts that range from everywhere from 0 to 5. Or, as you've seen, we have multiple items, like the binoculars today come only in tech level 2 and 4 versions.
Are there, now that I have this meta tool, are there any lockets that were stuck before that I might now be able to open?
No, you're fairly confident that you've scavenged everything of use.
Okay. Then I'll group up with the others and prepare to head out.
So, as a neat thing that I just realized, because I didn't quite understand exactly what the link does, she basically has a computer in her head. A natural so because it says that the links can perform all of the functions of the data slabs and compads, and the data slab is basically a computer.
Yeah, Data Slab is just a handheld computer, and a compad is a phone that's also a computer.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I didn't realize quite how neat that is, but that means she can basically record anything in her head and like replay it back and stuff. Pretty cool.
All right. So there's nothing else we want to do in this ship, right?
I think we should push on to investigate.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed.
I should say I found some through the cockpit. I saw some metal heaps. They were just recently put together. They might have been the source of the sparks.
Might be that
maybe.
whatever was whatever or whoever was flying around has been assembling these piles. Maybe the piles are then where Montana gets her stuff that she takes to Irontown. I mean,
It could
makes
be.
sense.
Okay. Then I go outside to inspect one of those metal piles.
Okay.
Serena's also gonna hop down out of the plane.
It looks
Same.
like just a bunch of small chunks of metal that are being like shredded down into smaller pieces. There's more than just metal in it, but that's the vast majority of it. And they're all no higher than like 4 feet tall and maybe like 10 feet wide.
I think we should keep following this path now that we've actually found it. Should lead us to whoever's making this eventually.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go. You lead the way. So,
I mean, I'm not sure. Yeah, fine. And she'll go.
okay, thanks. I'll cover you. Should it be necessary. So, we're on our way now, again.
As you guys make your way down the path, for a few minutes, Reno would be the first to see this. You can all see it after a moment's. The path starts to tighten up again. As you get away from this area that has these like 4 piles in it, and after a few minutes of travel, it opens up once again, and you see this is where those beam intersections I was talking about earlier in the session, where you see them start coming into play. They seem to be about 12 feet above the ground, and it looks like they're just leftover pieces from previously deconstructed like planes or spaceships. They're just thick pieces of them. Not like the beam that you guys jumped down on earlier. It's a lot smaller. They're like thicker ones that would be harder to get through. Maybe that's why they're still around. And I would like a perception check from Serena.
Sure.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
9.
It's very faint, but you hear that notification sound again that you heard last night. It's coming from somewhere down this path beyond what you can. But
She is right. Oh.
it's not that far, because like you can only, if there is some kind, if it's what it was last night, you normally only get these notifications when it's within like 30 feet, 40 feet, probably 40 feet.
Okay. So she stops for a moment and tilts her head and sort of looks around.
Actually, just so we're staying on course, I'll say like 15 meters. There we go, 15 meters.
Okay. She looks around and she's, I sense presence. It's somewhere near here. I
What
believe
kind
that
of
they
presence?
want to send. I believe the divine wish to give me a message. And she's going to keep moving. She's going to start moving towards the direction of it. Moving towards the trigger to find the sort of the holy spot in which she can commune with the divine.
Okay, you guys see Serena walking down the path.
I slowly follow her.
As does Vulcan.
Okay. Yeah, you come around this corner, maybe like 6 meters beyond where you first got the pulse, and you can tell you're getting closer, Rena. And as you come around this corner, you see a small hound-like creature, probably no more than like 3 feet off the ground, and like a foot longer than that, except for it's all made out of metal. And you see sparks coming from its mouth and hear the grinding sound. It's got its face in this pile of scrap metal. And you can tell that that's where the notification is coming from. It's that another device is within the area. Haven't had this happen before.
Must be a servant of the divine. This creature.
You've never been to a necropolis before, right?
I don't think she's been to a necropolis.
Okay. Yeah, then the only time you've got a ping like this before is like from a computer interface or something like that. Which is very uncommon if you have at all. It doesn't seem to have noticed you guys yet.
This must be a servant of the divine. I can sense it. She sort of taps on the side of your head. I feel its presence.
Whatever it is, I think we need to keep our distance. I don't like it.
Yeah. It looks kind
You
of
just-
aggressive.
Vulcan then just casually, just slowly like unhitches his bow again.
We should not fight a servant of the divine.
Well, okay.
I don't know
Should
anything.
walk past it then slowly and see if it reacts.
I don't know anything about this divine, but if it attacks us, I'm going to fight back.
Yeah, okay. So, are you going to walk towards it, Serena, since it's part of your divine thingy?
Okay, so is it the end of the path, or is the creature there and then the path continues?
The path continues. If you're gonna go down the path, you have two options. You can walk by it. You'll have to get fairly close, like within like a few meters. Rock throwing distance. Or if you're feeling particularly athletic, you could try using old beams, these partial frames, to try and get the high ground above it. You'd still be close to it, but you'd be farther away.
Mm.
Serena is going to I'm going to try to talk to it.
Okay, I'll go for you. So,
And she's going to try to reach out to okay, she's going to try to reach out to it with her mind, through the connection that she feels with it. Initiate communication.
Okay. Give me a tech pre-tech. No, give me a tech. Give me a tech post-tech check.
she's not good at that. Okay. Right, here we go. It's a 7.
There doesn't seem to be any kind of response. You haven't tried doing this something before, though, so that's part of it.
I think that it may just let us pass. It seems like it has a particular purpose. She sort of
Do you?
gestures at the the holes in the planes. I think that it may be tasked with breaking them down. And if we don't interfere with it, it might not interfere with us.
Well,
After all,
sure.
it is a servant of the divine, and we are all touched by the divine. She looks at the others.
I'll let you guys know that you've never seen a robot that hasn't been a problem for something.
Never?
No. All the robots that exist are like old world tech, and most of them are crazy.
Allow me to reiterate, if it attacks, I will fight back. Divine servant or no.
If it attacks those like us who are blessed and touched by the divine, then it must be corrupt, but it is my hope that it is not.
Okay, well, you lead the way. Walk past it and we'll follow you. If not, we'll shoot it when it tries to attack you.
Well, Serena's gonna try to walk by it, giving it distance as she does so. As much distance as she can. You said, she's got to get within a few meters, but she's gonna try to keep at the farthest degree of distance from it.
Huh? Yeah, just hug the wall opposite of it as you try and walk by. Give me a perception check. Reina.
Sure.
Approach
It's a
the
10.
creature. You see, I mean, you can't see its eyes, but where you would imagine they'd be, you see yellow lights, begin to, emit, from the beast. You can see it playing off of the metal in front of it as you get closer. And you see it, kind of look to its left. Right, real quick. At you yet?
Oh boy.
Tense.
She's gonna try to keep going past it.
Yeah,
hoping
you
that
make
it's
it,
not gonna attack her.
you make it like another, few meters. And, the beast now properly looking up from its salvage turns around towards the path. It looks at you. You see its eyes yellow turn red as it lets out this weird grinding noise. You can see it has like 3 grinders where a mouth should be. They all close together, scraping on each other, sending some sparks out in your direction. Very guttural sound comes. It's all very mechanical, though.
Mhm.
And we're gonna do some combat now.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh me, oh my.
Well, Serena did not want to fight a servant of the divine, but I don't think she has a choice. So,
Aw. When you try so hard. That's one from
so we need to roll initiative then.
Yeah, I'm actually pulling that up right now. Initiative in this game it's a D8 plus Dex mod.
Right, so
Select
it's,
your
it's just a
token.
D8.
There is an initiative button, but we will need to select our tokens first.
I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but I'm gonna.
I don't
try
have
to
your
figure
tokens
it
on
out.
there, so don't worry about it.
Oh yeah. Oh, I did not roll well.
But no,
Does-
8.
You rolled very well.
Is it plus your...
Oh,
something?
god damn it.
Plus Dex mod.
Oh, plus your
Yeah.
dexterity. So, does it actually take that into account?
Yeah, that's when you do the roll through the sheet. It's got stuff programmed in.
Because it shows an entire mathematical formula.
Yeah,
When I...
You
works.
got.
Okay.
It looks like it just added 8. It just did a D8.
Yeah, I don't see any dexterity in the modifier.
Do you have dexterity modifier?
Will
Yeah.
got 1, you got 7, and Steven got 3.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you rolled
presumably
a
you
8
have
then.
a dexterity modifier. Yeah,
Got 10.
you got 8.
Yeah, you rolled a 7 and you got an 8. Just disregard the random.
Oh,
X,
now
the
it's
random
9 since I added... I have one more dexterity. So, it's 9.
From your second mutation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. I doubt it's gonna matter, but good to keep
Yeah.
track of.
So you rolled the bet. You got a very good result on your initiative, almost the best you could. Oh, dear.
Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't, because players always go before
Ah, yeah.
NPC.
Oh, okay.
And the only time it actually the only way it would have mattered is if Will rolled an 8 as well. Because then it's whoever's to the left of me. And I would have just gone with moving down the order, and I would have said Will be the first one if we're just looking left to right.
Well, can I do my action then?
Yeah. What do you want to do?
Then
I think this is our first time in combat with this system, so.
It is.
well, immediately when I see the eyes turn red, I shoot my breech loading rifle at it.
Okay.
And I use my red hand. So it's gonna hit unless I roll a 1. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Uses,
The pass
his
ability
Oh,
Last
okay.
feature.
to
Yeah.
make sure I hit. So I hit it.
I mean, technically, you should have rolled that a little differently, but yes, it's
How should I have done that?
because you need to. Well, you gotta add you gotta have modifier you need to add. You have a weapon on your sheet. I want you
yes.
to use it, so I'm gonna have you re-roll. You should have a weapon on your sheet, unless you didn't add
Yeah,
it.
I do have. I
Okay.
put it in. Breech rifle, yeah. I have to input the armor class.
Yes, that would be 5.
Auto modifier, no. Oh, it even rolls the damage.
Nice.
22. I rolled an 18, actually.
Got
Nice.
so many fucking things open right now. Not even funny.
So, yeah, 5 damage.
Okay. I didn't roll this guy's HP in advance. So let me do that. Dooby-dooby-doo.
Subtract 1 from damage, from ammo.
I believe the default hit die for creatures, yes, D8. Dropped it off my table. God damn it. Can I... What I get for being lazy. Okay, it's still standing. You see some scrap fly off of it as you gotta give me a description anytime you're doing this kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I quickly fire at its body to try to destroy it before it can attack anyone else.
Yeah, you see some metal plating fly off like the front right shoulder of it and a little bit of its rib cage as you fire your breech loader at it, and it lets out um, mechanical scream as it jumps back a little bit when you fire at it. And with that, it's gonna run right at you, Flock.
What? Ah! But I'm not even close. Okay.
Oh, you shot it.
Yeah, I.
Yeah, you can move. Isn't it 20 meters for default human? Isn't that the movement?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can
So
still move away, or
you're only 6 meters away from it. Yeah, you can move. You can move 20 meters away right now. But
Yeah,
if you move any farther back, you're not going to be able to see it.
But I thought I was quite a distance away. But okay, yeah,
You're 6 meters away.
6 meters. Well, then I'll just run back because I don't really want to be close to it.
Okay, how far away are you going to run
Ball.
down this path?
Hmm?
How far away are you going to run?
As far as that I can still see it.
If you run at all, you won't be able to see it.
Oh, how far can I run while still seeing it?
Not at all.
Hmm?
You can't. If you go any
Oh.
farther back, you will not
Oh.
be able to see it. Remember, I gave you this information as soon as you could see it, and the only person
Yeah.
who moved forward after that was Serena.
Yes, okay. Then I still duck behind the corner so that I can't see it anymore.
How far are you gonna go?
Hmm?
How far are you gonna go?
2 meters.
Okay. Yeah, it's still gonna run after you.
Gee.
It runs around the corner, and it was going to try and run past our good friend Vulcan, but I'm actually gonna have it give me a little save to see if it can actually. Okay, no. It tries running around the corner, but you can see its right leg isn't working properly as it tries to speed around it. Tries to dig in, slips slightly, slams into the metal, gets itself readjusted, and Vulcan's standing in front of it. So it's gonna try and attack him.
Oh God.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
What's your AC?
6.
Okay, so we will be doing a d20 plus 8. Hey, you're good. It tries lunging at you, and you roll out of the way as it jumps towards you with both of its front claws flying at you.
Nice.
Nice. So far, no one
But
died.
I am going to have it with its jump. It's going to move a little bit farther forward. So right now it's in between Vulcan and Flog. And that's the end of its turn. You are up, Serena.
So okay. So I have my okay. She is going to with regret, up and try to. Now, should she try to shoot it or should she try to stab it?
Your call.
I think she's gonna try to stab it with her knife.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's gonna move up and she's gonna try to stab it with her knife. So, so I roll this, and it says I need to input an AC value.
5 is the AC of
Okay.
this creature.
Okay. No other modifiers. Are you seeing any numbers in there? Because I just rolled attack using knife and nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing popped up for me.
Me neither.
What did you fill into the plus hit?
1.
Weird.
You want to try doing it again?
Yeah, I'll try again.
I saw
Okay.
that one.
Yeah, I don't know why the first one didn't work, but
You lunge at it, Serena, with your knife, and the creature jumps to the side in this very unnatural fashion. See it kind of push off. It doesn't even need to rotate. It just pushes off to the side, dodging out of your way before it quickly gets back into position to threaten you.
yep, and that'll be Serena's turn. She made she lunged forward and tried to stab it in a spot that looked vulnerable, like the place where part of it had been torn off by the previous gunshot, but got out of the way.
Okay, well, my turn.
Yes, you are up, Vulcan.
Is it's right in front of me, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just tried to attack you.
Not sure. I can't remember if attacks of opportunity is a thing in this game, this particular system.
What was that?
I can't remember if attacks of opportunity is or a game thing in the system.
If you try and move away from someone in melee range, you have to spend your whole action evading them. If you don't, then they get a free attack as an immediate action.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, since they use in melee, he'll drop the bow and pull out his knife and go for and follow Serena to go for a stab.
You don't have to drop it. You have it readied, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That doesn't mean you have it pulled out. It can just be on your back.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna pull my knife out and go for a stab at it.
Okay. AC 5.
Okay.
God, I didn't realize what time it was.
Yeah.
Hey! Oh, that was a nat 20.
We see Vulcan strike the spot that Flog has weakened with his breech loader, and you strike some vital components. You see some small sparks flying out of it, and a little bit of cool liquid falls onto your hand. And the creature, it's still alive, but it's having a hard time standing up after you strike it.
Nice.
A D8, I rolled an 8.
At max.
Well, yeah, max.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
We start at the top of the rounds. You are up, Flog.
Trying to attack someone engaged in melee. Are there any penalties?
I don't actually know if you can use a ranged weapon in.
Or when someone else is fighting a melee. But
Okay.
if I can't,
Disadvantages such as trying to swing an axe in a narrow tunnel or shooting a long arc at a character in knife range or firing at a foe who's half hidden by a corner gives you a -2 penalty. Yeah, so you can do it with a -2.
or I have to get close and stab it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just stab it. That is an option. Everyone starts with
Yeah,
a knife.
I'll just get close and stab it with my knife.
Okay. Yeah, you don't even have to put the breech loader away. You can still hold it in one hand and stab it with the other one.
Yeah, let's do it. AC 5. Yeah.
I believe in you.
Robo-Doggo
Minus. I'll stab the robot doggo.
Robo-Doggo looks
Oh,
threatening. Everybody just starts pulling
nice.
out knife. Just
Oh,
starts
Robo-
mobbing the
death
thing.
to Robo-Doggo.
Stab.
Yeah, you stab into it, Vlog, just one-handed from behind. You come in with your right hand and just haymaker right into its weak spot, and you hear this like sound of the creature shutting down as it tries to like jump away from you, like screams, but the scream like fades very quickly as you stab it, and you have to pull your blade away very quickly in this awkward motion as the creature like falls to the ground, letting out this clear, cold liquid that you see some steam coming off of as it begins to leak very heavily from the creature.
Okay. Should we salvage anything of the robot? Maybe? Anyone who is good at that?
I mean, I guess we could try to salvage it for parts, though. Serena, the first thing she's going to do is she's going to kneel down by the robot and she's going to whisper a prayer over it.
Okay.
I'm not good with tech. Are you, Vulcan?
Not really, no.
Well, can we try anyway?
Does anyone have tech skills?
Nope.
I got
don't.
detect
Nope.
medical.
Tech meta? No, I would need a tech post tech for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to salvage much off of it. Since no one has tech post tech, I will still let someone roll tech post tech. But you're not going to be able to get the same stuff you would if you had the skill. You're going to get a lot less. The default for salvaging goods from something like this is intelligence plus the appropriate tech equal to 5 plus the device's tech level.
It's going to be real hard anyway.
I think maybe this isn't the right rules for me to use though, because I think they actually mention like, hey, this is the stuff to use for scavenging from creatures. I just don't remember. I think this is good though, because this is a robot as opposed to what they're referencing an animal. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Like I
Oh, yeah.
know it's a thing, I just don't know the thing
I
I'm
don't know
talking
either.
about. I know it's a thing, I just don't know.
Salvage.
It's like, I think it says something like making the use out of everything. Talking about like specifically addressing getting parts from animals you kill. I would prefer to use those rules, but I don't know where they are, so I'm not gonna make you guys sit around. I just thought they might be, it might be noteworthy.
No, I can't find it.
Don't worry about it. Just
Okay.
like I said, someone give me the appropriate tech check.
I can go ahead and give it a shot.
Yeah, you can try.
You don't want Serena doing it. She has an int penalty.
Better not that. How
Oh,
happy is
here,
it?
I
Maybe
found
we
it.
can-
Using every part of the mutant. Okay, this is talking about getting rations from them. I kind of like the idea, though. Because this one's specifically for animals. And it's simple.
Maybe take the same rules set for animals. Replace rations with spare parts.
Yeah, I can get
Maybe-
behind that. Yeah, so let's make an intelligence survival check.
Oh, intelligence survival.
Boy, I'm better at that.
Well, Serena would actually be decent at that because she's good at survival. She's just not good at intelligence.
I can give it a shot. Still, my intelligence is basic, but my survival is good.
Maybe you can use my meta tool to better dismantle it.
I actually have a metal tool of my own. Does metal tool do something like that?
I mean, I think
Oh.
it would be helpful. You can give yourself a +1.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I have my
Nice.
own meta tool that I'll use. So it'll be intelligence, survival, +1. So we get.
Noing.
Okay,
Not
roll
bad.
me a D2. Or just a D6
D2.
you want high. 50-50 chance. You want high on the die. Roll it.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
You won't
Okay.
die.
You're gonna be able to get one tech level 4 spare part.
Better than nothing.
Oh, something. So it's entirely wrecked now.
I mean, it was entirely wrecked. That's why
Oh yeah.
it
Yeah,
still
of
has
course,
like
of
the
course.
same shape. It's just Will has been able to salvage a few parts from it. You can still tell it's the same creature.
Okay. How heavy is it? Oh, it's
You're
metal.
gonna try lifting it up?
Yeah, I
Isn't it
tried
like a
to lift
isn't
it.
it like 4-foot sized metal dog? Basically?
No, it's like no higher than 3 feet tall, and I think a big chunk of it is like plates that are sticking up as opposed to the whole mass. It's still probably a couple 100 pounds. Like I'm thinking it's like at least 200 pounds. It's probably more.
No, really don't want to carry that.
If you're thinking encumbrance, I think it's like probably like 7 or 8.
I can't carry that.
Yeah.
Maybe you can take just the head or something. Where the chipset is.
If you gave me dexterity, tech medical, or a dexterity survival check. It's gonna be
Yeah,
hard
I'll give
though. And you're gonna need more than a knife.
I have the meta tool. Is that also? So
I think the meta tool would help you, but yeah, I'll let the meta tool let you, but you got to give me one of those checks.
okay. And one extra since modifier. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Ben.
you're able
Pretty good
to
roll.
take the head off.
Okay.
I think it's still gonna be like 3 encumbrance.
And the head is where it had the mouth that's made up of like a bunch of like spinning saw blade type grinders.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like 3 grinders inside of it.
Hmm.
Pretty cool. That's a pretty awesome trophy. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Yeah, looking at it, you could probably make like a really cool headdress out of it if you took the grinders out and like separated some of the plates.
Your awesome metal
Um,
helmet.
Oh, that would make an
Metal.
amazing helmet.
Metal dog head. 3 encumbrance.
Uh,
How much can you carry with
put
you?
Scrapper Head on there. You can carry rounded down half your strength prepared, and you can carry equal to your strength unprepared.
Without incurring a encumbrance penalty.
Yeah. Beyond that, you get a penalty.
What kind of penalty? You would be more easily tired, or?
Movement penalty.
Yeah.
Gotta find something to drop then. I don't need water.
Well, you don't necessarily have to drop it. You could have someone else carry it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Are you really carrying that much stuff?
Yes, I am.
You're carrying more than 22 right now?
Wait, I have a lot of water. 3, 4, 5, 6.
You didn't even put the weight of the parts in there.
22 plus the weight of the parts. So that's also.
I think each part is. It might be one. Spare parts, spare parts. Spare parts. Up to 4 units of spare parts may be bundled together for encumbrance.
Oh, okay. So,
So,
and the
the
method
4
tool is
you
also
got
one?
is 1 encumbrance. I don't think you actually need anyone's help.
8, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20, 22, exactly. Yeah. So, nice. Yeah. Okay.
Are you gonna put the new item on there?
I've put it there.
You?
Metal
Okay, it
ball,
literally
yeah.
just popped up for me when you said that. Did you just hit enter?
Okay, yeah. It's there.
Okay. Yeah, 22 of your available 22.
Nice.
You said it's called a scrapper.
Yeah.
I like trophies. So, yeah, we should probably keep on walking. We've been lingering here for quite a while now.
I mean, you really haven't.
No?
Like, combat is a matter of seconds, and it.
Yeah, but I meant with the plane and our exploration here.
Oh, okay. And there's probably a pop-up. Yeah, actually, give me a perception check, Serena.
Sure.
It's not something that's immediately apparent. You have to dig around for it. But you do see series of basically programs you can navigate yourself through, find a resource for what this creature is. That's where you'd be able to get the name from it, and you'd also be able to get a little bit of information from it. And I will determine how much that is based on a tech post-tech check, or there's a computer skill, isn't there?
There is.
Yeah, there is. There is actually a computer skill.
Yeah, give me computer.
Okay.
Okay, there's not much on it. It would let you know that the primary function of this creature is to scrap resources, primarily metal constructs, and that there is very little salvageable components from a scrapper.
Okay.
Basically,
Will
metal plates, copper wires, coolant, and
I have communed Vine, and this is a scrapper. They break down metal parts and constructs, and there's not much to them that can be used by us. Oh, I think that it will make a very nice trophy. She sort of points at the detached head.
Nice. Okay. Then why would it also attack us? Ah, well, because it's gone crazy, probably. But
Probably because it, like many of the servants of the divine, have been corrupted.
yeah, unfortunately.
I had
Uh,
hoped that, given its remoteness and the fact that there are people who do come here, that perhaps it wasn't a corrupted one, but it seems that was not the case.
Yep. Um.
I definitely would put levels in compute. I definitely would put ranks in computer. If Serena was to gain more level, if Serena was to go on and be a regular character, she definitely gain levels. They would put
Yeah.
point in computer.
With
Yeah,
that link,
maybe
that
there'll be more one shots in the future.
Yeah, maybe so.
maybe. Okay. We wrecked the dog, and no one is coming for us yet. So,
God,
hmm?
said thank God.
Thank God. Yeah. So we can probably safely keep on going.
I imagine we should continue down the path. Probably will lead somewhere.
Yep. Let's go. Okay. So you're going first again.
I guess Serena will go first, since the party seems to want her to be in front.
Yeah, I see you have this miraculous healing power, so yes,
Yeah.
it would be quite convenient.
Does anyone
We
have
haven't actually
culture
seen-
literacy?
Oh, she has literacy, yes.
Okay. Yeah, when you make it like past like 5 maybe 6 meters past this pile that the scrapper was working on, as you've gone around this corner, you see in very like rushed white writing in these big strokes, it says there's like an X marked on one of these beams, and it says Scrapper Den on it.
Scrapper
Oh,
Dead Hold?
That we entered the den of the scrappers. There may be more. We know there was that one, and it's so. Is this so? Going forward would be the scrapper den.
Presumably.
So I think we might have gone the wrong way, as if we continue this way, it's a den of these things.
Well, then we better turn around and get back to our initial objective.
Unfortunately, it looks like this path we were following might not actually take us to where we want to go.
Yep. So we walk back now, right?
So we would walk back, or I guess Serena would walk back.
Well, yeah, considering what you just told us, we should probably not linger here lest any more of those dogs show up.
We're just giving Will the opportunity to say what he wants to do.
Volk is just kind of quietly just scanning the area, just following the group.
Isn't it interesting to see how much power someone has being the only person in the party with literacy? Steven could have walked up to that and been like, it
I
says
don't even
there's
know
a
what it
giant
is,
gold
just keep
pile
going.
ahead.
Yeah, she could have.
Or that sign could have said, like, Montana's house, next left, and she's just like, Scrapper Den.
Wait,
Yep.
maybe it is Montana's house.
Maybe Montana does live in the scrapper den.
She just pre-programmed all the scrappers to be her bodyguards.
How else would she get all that aluminum so easily?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, it might just be.
I'm just putting thoughts in your head. Obviously, this is all hypotheticals, not based on any information you've actually been provided.
Yeah, so that's what
Still-
that's what Serena said, and she's gonna go back the other way.
Sounds like
I don't
everyone
want to
is.
risk it.
Yeah, you guys, you start making your way down this path in the opposite direction. You end up passing the scrap area with the 4 piles, and then you make it past the plane that you guys walked through and found some nice loot in. Can I get a navigation check from Serena?
Sure. Here we go.
Do this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
The path seems to get tighter and tighter, and less defined the farther away get from the scrapper den. But I'm gonna ask for a survival check from you, Steven, as you notice multiple sets of bipedal footprints.
Okay. Would you say that it's been an hour since the fall in the plane?
No.
Okay.
No. It's probably at this point been, because you've been walking for a while now. It's probably been about like 10 minutes at this point.
Oh. Okay, I thought more time had passed. Sorry.
No.
Since we first tried to get in the plane and then searched the plane and did that, I wasn't sure how long that actually took.
Well, accounting for the scrapping, it's probably been more like 15 minutes. I didn't think about that. That's my bad. It does take time to
Okay.
carve those guys up since you've never done it before.
Do we also notice the footprints?
No? Yeah, you manage to follow the more obvious track of footprints as it leads you through this maze that you would have otherwise not been able to intentionally make your way through. You would have never thought to go through this zigzag-like pattern that to you almost seems random. It seems like there are definitely some easier paths you could have went down a few times, but that's not where these tracks go. And there's a few times where you need to, like as you climb into a vehicle or you get to a particularly like hard to read portion of the land, you have to like refine the tracks, but you're able to do it with the assistance of your link. Can I actually get a computer check from you?
Sure. Hey, that was actually a good computer check.
Yeah, it's irregular, and like I said, you have to pick it up multiple times, but you actually see basically symbols, like little indicators where footprints would be that that like the computer is helping you pick up.
Ah.
The link is helping
And
you pick up.
to her, she's thinking this is the divine guiding her.
I love it. Imagine a series of like green little impressions in front of you as you're making your way through.
Yep.
So like quite often,
Exactly.
because of your link, you can just go at whatever speed you want. It's so much easier to read the ground that you could just walk. Hell, you think you could probably run if you had the inclination, as you're walking your way down.
Yeah. You know, I didn't know how cool of a mutation that one, rolling that one would actually be, but that one has proven really awesome. It's just, there's a lot of cool things you can do with that.
Very different. It's very cool. And after roll me 2d4 minus 2.
Sure. 4.
Okay. After 40 minutes, so you've been in here a total of 55 minutes since you started using.
Narration.
Yeah, your mutation. Quick healing, I believe it was called.
Yes. And it's a pretty nice power.
You make it up into this next vehicle that you have to go through, and it's actually this very small, like, even for this setting, it's not like you guys have been in more spaceships today than any of you have been in your lives.
Yeah.
This is by far the smallest one you've had to go into. It looks like it can hold like 6 or 7 people, with one of them like zoomed towards the front behind partially like obstructed door, being like the pilot. There's like 6 seats in the back, and you have to go through opening on one side that you wouldn't have noticed if there hadn't been tracks that you were following, and you have to duck down, like get onto the ground, crawl like a few feet, and then go up in this place where like you barely fit, like climbing up into the ship itself. You have to like pull yourself up, getting like a couple feet off the ground, and then you're inside this small starship, and you that's like at an angle, and you climb down, and to the right, and then you have to go over a few, and there's a door that's shut. It's like an emergency exit with a latch that goes up and down, and you can see that in like yellow writing, pointing down like on this arrow, it says open, and it right now it's in the up position.
You will try to open it.
Okay, yeah, it works as you hope. You push it down. You hear this pop sound as the door swings open to the right. See 30 meters away, a workshop. See, you see someone wearing a welding mask and some overalls underneath this canopy that's mostly made out of sheets of metal, quite a bit of which is rusted. And this person seems to be using a grinder to separate some pieces of metal.
All right. Well, she's going to not well. Unfortunately, she's probably going to surprise the person regardless, because the person is the grinding. But she's going to call out. Hello. We've been looking for Montana.
You would have to like yell at this person. You are some distance away, and they are
Yes.
using a grinder.
Yeah, she is yelling. I'm
Okay.
just not going to yell.
Okay, no, that's fine. I just wanted to make it clear. I don't know. There's a chance she would.
I'm waving my flag.
I don't think you have a flag. You have a flag?
Oh, we made one, right?
I don't
No.
think that actually happened. I think that was just something that was discussed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The person looks up at you, still has the mask on. Um, Steps from behind this bench they're working at, You guys want to give me a perception check?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
And they start. They come around this workshop, lift their visor up, try and get a better visual of you, and they take their apron off, and you can see this relatively toned, younger, like maybe late 20s, female, just covered in just like grease and dirt and dust. Is somewhat like ratty dreadlock hair that's like it looks like it's supposed to be like a dark blonde, but there's also a bunch of muck in that too. So maybe it's just supposed to be blonde.
Blonde with a side of muck.
Yeah, blonde with just a hint of muck. I love it. And she yells out, "How'd y'all end up in here?"
Well, we were sent because hold on, I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I need to check it.
What name?
The man
Shalom
who sent
Batar?
us. Yes,
Uh,
that's what I couldn't remember.
Sherlock Batar.
We were sent by Sherlock Batar from Irontown, and was hoping to work out a deal for a mutually beneficial trade arrangement with you here at your grain graveyard.
I don't know no Shellick Batar, but I'm not interested.
Uh,
Okay. Right. Are you sure that you don't have that you wouldn't be interested in working with people to be able to more effectively uh, harvest the resources here?
I ain't looking to invite no fancy people into my home. I like it out here by myself. Only don't get folk like you out here, and I appreciate it.
Okay.
kind of hard.
Perhaps we got off on the wrong foot. My name is Serena. These are my companions, Vulcan and names. I have the name sheet. Names. Vulcan and Flog. And are you Montana?
She points over at a sign. It's probably like a meter long, and it says Montana's Yard on it. Like, that's me.
All right. So right now you bring metal and you. Okay, sorry. What she does is she brings metal to the Irontown, right? Aluminum specifically.
She occasionally comes into town with aluminum specifically, and trades it for various supplies. Seems like it's primarily food, occasionally.
So right now you bring aluminum and their metals to Irontown, trade, right? Occasionally.
And occasionally I do go into Irontown and offload some of the aluminum when I'm running low on supplies.
So I'm trying to think of how best to put it. That's funny. This is not normally what I normally play faces. I don't normally feel like I'm scamming someone when I play a face though, and I feel like we're technically scamming her.
We're not scamming her. We're giving her a part of the profit.
I mean, it depends on how you look at it, right? Like, this could be a scam, but it could not be. Like, yes, the most that you're allowed to offer her is 20% of any of the salvage, but at the same time, it's dozens of people working on the salvage.
Yeah. Oh, what I mean is, it might if she lives out here and lives in this place and likes living in this place as it is now, a bunch of people coming out and working on it, her living place is going to change, and that feels kind of bad.
Yeah, that's fair.
She's one of those people who really just doesn't like dealing with others much. But
Right, her and Oleg share.
well, so man who we represent wants to set up an arrangement wherein some other people come to your scrapyard, not necessarily to where you live within the scrapyard, but to the scrapyard, and work with you to harvest more of the metals, and they would be willing to pay you a percentage of what is taken from your yard, as a essentially as a shoot names of terms. They'd be willing to pay you a fee. It is a percent of everything that's gained from people harvesting anywhere in the yard. If you're willing to allow them to come here and occasionally work with you.
You see her, she like looks back over her shoulder towards the inside of her workshop, past where she was out underneath metal sheets. You can see a lot of random shit hanging up in there, quite a bit that you can't actually place. Probably because a decent amount of it is scrap parts for stuff you guys haven't seen before.
That is fair.
And after a few moments of that, throw that out there. Yeah, she looks back at you and she says, if this Mr. Batar can do a handful of things for me and the price is respectable, then it is something I would be willing to discuss.
What are these things that you need help with?
There are a few denizens within Boneyard that are not something I can take care of myself. This Batar fellow has the personnel to take care of them. That would be one of the requirements for me being willing to sacrifice some of my land.
What sort of
Yeah.
This wasn't okay, so this was not something that we were authorized to offer, I'm guessing, right?
The only thing that Batar said that like brought up when it came to what they would offer is a percentile of the profits from.
Okay.
But maybe we can get the information from her about what's inside.
Maybe we can help.
Yeah.
We are here as emissaries on his behalf. Is there... What kind of problems are they? We might be able to help deal with them. We already dealt with a scrapper that attacked us on our way here.
Scrappers are one of those issues. There's a den of them. It's not that I need them to be eliminated, but they do need to be accounted for. There is a decent amount of salvage that could be acquired from their leftovers. Enough individuals sort through it, as well as personnel to make sure none of them approached while people were digging through leftovers from them. Maintaining a steady supply of scrap is not something that's possible unless we keep an eye on the scrappers, and occasionally would need to get rid of them. Not something we can completely eliminate. Trust me, I've tried. They always seem to come back after a few.
Okay. Are they the only problem around here?
No. This giant bat thing shows up every now and then, normally late at night or a few hours before sun rises, which is about around now. You guys are probably talking to her as like light is actually, because it's like probably like 7, or it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning, so the sun's still rising.
Okay.
It's just that time of year.
Okay.
There's only one as far as I can tell. I ain't ever seen another thing like it. But it's really territorial. It stays to its end. That's another problem. Can't work at night, and if you stay out in the open, anywhere it can get you, it will definitely try. So if they're going to be bringing people in here, how many people are we talking about?
Do we know? Do we have any idea?
You were told like dozens, but you weren't given a specific number.
Decent number, probably a dozen, maybe 2. In general for the work.
I'm gonna have to ask if there's gonna be that many people that y'all stay at least far enough away that I ain't hearing you working. I ain't want no noise pollution, and I ain't want no light pollution.
I think that probably can be something that can be worked out. This is a pretty big place after all, though for that I imagine we might have to take care of that bat problem of yours first. Which I think we're willing to do, since that seems to be necessary. Right, guys?
Sure.
All right. We can do that.
Keep in mind that we need to finish in like 10 minutes. Probably not. But if you want to tidy up this.
Oh, well, I was saying that, okay.
The
Unless
bat,
you
do
meant we as in like a combination of you and or like and the person you're working for.
I guess I meant we and like the person we're working for.
Well, we
Maybe
do
we could
only
do
have
that.
like 10 minutes.
Yeah, if we had more time, I guess, but
That's yeah. I have adjusted this to account for what time you guys have because I do have more stuff planned out for this place. Like hypothetically, this is a place you guys could come to in the main campaign.
ah, okay.
Oh, like that.
Well, I
Are
think
there
that things you've talked about are things that we can work out. Those are some hazards that fairly. Well, the giant bat's a little less normal, but having to deal with other
That's correct.
problems seems like something that can be dealt with.
Otherwise, there
Now,
isn't much around here that's gonna mess with anybody. The occasional raider bands could be an issue, be it mutant or otherwise. And I know she looks looks all y'all up and down. You can tell she's actually she doesn't actually have any visible stigma, so she might not be mutated.
huh,
Then
it's not
again,
uncommon.
she is wearing clothes, so like that could be hiding it.
Yeah. And technically, Serena with the amount of clothes she wears, you can't really see much, but yeah.
I imagine if you're going to be bringing a few dozen people in here, that it would be a lot harder to just batten down the hatches and pretend like you're not here. One of the benefits to the giant bat that it normally keeps large numbers away. You see one or two people go missing in a night and you don't stick around for too long, so attention of other people might be something that happens once you take care of the problem that'll prevent you from working.
Well, I'm sure that's something that Mr. Batar can will be able to handle. We're just mostly here to make sure to negotiate to make sure that we work with you. Um, so he authorized us to offer you a 10% of everything that is taken from any of authorized us to offer you 10% of anything that is produced from the harvest of the areas of the scrapyard.
See, like, her face kind of twist up with this disgusted look. 10%? You're gonna have dozens of people in here and you're offering me 10%? I'm gonna need at least 25.
They are doing all the work.
They are the ones who are going to be doing the dangerous work and potentially taking care of the bat. And then once the bat's gone, they're the ones who are going to be keeping this place relatively safe for you as well, because they're going to be keeping those groups that you said that you were talking about away.
I'm not gonna lower my prices for problems you're generating by taking my scrap. 25.
Mm.
Yeah. Are there any other people around here?
Not that you see.
It's just her.
Mm, I don't want to be aggressive.
Oh, dang it. Guess we're okay. So
Thinking.
that's yeah. In that situation, I don't believe that he's willing. Can't go to 25, but he would be willing to go up to 20%. That's the final offer that he's willing to make.
Deal?
Okay.
What?
Well,
She'll walk up towards you, Serena, and put her hand out.
Serena will extend a hand. She will warn her. Your warning? If you don't want your hand to be damp, you might not want to shake.
Is there anything like visibly weird about your hand that she should worry about?
Oh, it's just hand will
Sticky.
feel rather stiff and slippery at the same time.
Okay. Yeah. We'll shake it. 20%.
All right.
That's
Well,
quite a
we
lot.
will and we will be taking this news back to him, and people should be showing up in fairly near future, um, and being ready to work with you, and hopefully, and they'll also be respecting your area as well. We'll make sure that he knows which specific area is part where you live, so that nobody comes and messes with it specifically.
Make
Thank
sure
you for
that
telling us
the
about the hazards too.
representative, Mr. Batar, they're coming from the forest up north. There's an obvious dark gray, slightly rusted starship. Make your way through that. A lot easier to get here than where you came from.
All right, I will make sure to let him know.
Okay.
And I guess we won't impose on your hospitality any longer. I can see you like to be alone.
Be appreciated. The ship I was talking about, head to the other side of the workshop. See a slight indentation. Little path if you head down the left-hand side of the opening. Follow that for a couple minutes. See the same ship I was talking about.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Much obliged.
Bye bye.
We're not gonna get as much as we're not gonna get 10% ourselves, but we also didn't end up scamming this person, so that's good.
Well, yeah.
I will very quickly go through. I know we didn't do a break today. I apologize for that. I didn't realize it till it was like 11:10. And then I was like, okay, if we're gonna finish this, no break today. But
It
you
was
guys,
fun.
you follow the path. You make it out of Montana's yard as we know it now. You make your way home. You know, maybe a ration or two shorter than you were on the whole, based on the checks we saw today. Let your employer know, and he offers you each one of you will get 50 food chits. Half are specific to the, give you the name.
Oh yeah, those
Um,
can go in the issuer thing, the amount and issuer for food chits.
Yeah, from the Kumar family. And then the other half are general. So as long as you're within Irontown, you effectively have 50 food that you can go out and spend.
That's
That's
pretty
a lot.
useful.
Yeah, you'd never be able to
Got a
carry
good
50
reward.
food because that's the equivalent of, that's 18 capacity right there, 19
Yeah.
capacity.
Yeah. That's some good rewards.
And the chits
Yeah.
don't actually, I don't know, just for convenience sake, we'll say 50 is one encumbrance.
Okay. And we would have told about like the hazards that she identified, because that's the lay of the land I think that he was asking for.
Yeah, yeah. Assuming you give him all the information, you would get that, and you would be informed that in the future, if there's any business like this, Mr. Batara would be interested. Well, the Kumar family would be interested in hiring you on, assuming you're willing to remain in touch.
She's willing to.
And the Kumars are actually relatively important family. There's 7 families that run Irontown. But the Kumars are not one of the major families. They're one of the other families, which there are dozens of. At least dozens of potentially noteworthy ones. The Kumars would be someone that you guys would probably know about. They are actually one of the minor merchant families in. They're just not big enough. They're not powerful enough to be one of the 7, as they're called.
So they want to try and use this business opportunity to increase their influence.
Yeah,
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. But this is effectively a new trade route that they would be the only people with the proper claim on.
Yeah, we just helped them out a bunch.
Yeah, and like I said, this is gonna have a tangible effect on the game. You might see something come out of it depending on what you guys end up doing in the future.
Oh, and I believe we would have healed our system strain.
Yes, you guys, I mean, it probably doesn't matter, but you guys are nice and healthy at this point. You probably would have, if you guys want to, just for fun, you can throw, everyone who has system strain, you can throw physical spec saves out. I believe you can only do it once, right, Steven?
Well, so I'm looking at system strain right now, and system strain just naturally decreases 1 point per day. You don't have to make a save for system strain.
Oh, okay, no, that's just the toxins. Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't you only do
So
yours
I
every
just-
other day, though?
I only heal it at the rate of 1 per 2 days.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. How'd you feel about this one shot, guys?
It was fun. I like my character for it.